You the best in local sports talk. Available on 560 AM and 98.5 FM with 12 hours of local talk daily. We continue to be Memphis's local sports leader. Get your day started with Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy from 7 to 10. From 10 to 11, it's the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin, with Wolo and Friends. John Harden brings you Sports 56 Happy Hour to get you through lunch from 11 to 1. And then from 1 to 3, it's Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sane with Grind Time. Sports Time on Sports 56 with Gabe Kuhn and Brett Norsworthy drives you home every afternoon from 3 to 6. And then John Rainey wraps up the day with Southern Sports Report from 6 to 7 before we turn things over to Fox Sports Radio to get you through the evening. We also bring you Ole Miss sports, NFL football, and the NCAA basketball tournament. Don't miss anything. Keep your radio locked in right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
I loved playing high school sports. I loved the competition, the camaraderie, the bands, the crowds, all the pageantry, and I wanted to keep playing. But I graduated. No colleges called, and neither did the pros. So, to stay close to the game I loved, I decided to become a high school official. You know, a referee. When I played high school sports, I learned the importance of integrity, good sportsmanship, and respect for the rules. Now, as a high school official, I get to help model these same values to others. Maybe the colleges and the pros didn't call, but the kids in Tennessee did. And now, I'm enjoying the competition, the camaraderie, the bands, the crowds, and all the pageantry of high school sports all over again.
Interested in becoming a licensed high school official? Go to highschoolofficials.com to learn more and begin the application process.
The all-new Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy. Brought to you by Action 24/7, James Gaddis Jewelers, and Acura of Memphis. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10 right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis and W253DF Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations. It's time for Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy. This hour of Sports 56 Mornings is brought to you by Action247.com. Now, here are your hosts, Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
We made it. It's Friday. The weekend just about upon us. I know it was a late night for many of you, especially those who have to get up early like ourselves, as the Tigers game did not tip until 8 o'clock Central. Grizzlies, Tigers, it was a busy night. We'll talk about it today here on Sports 56 Mornings. We welcome you in the Friday, March 4th, 2022 edition. Greg Gaston, Eli Savoy, and Zach Boyd from the Family Leisure Studios, where family and fun come together. Family Leisure, 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40. Go say hi to Billy and the gang at Family Leisure. Tell them you heard it here on Sports 56 Mornings. First hour of the program also brought to you by Action 24/7. Here's our guest lineup for today at 7:25. John Varlas will join us from Cookeville. He is covering the Tennessee State High School Boys and Girls State Championships. The Division II AA championship game is set, and Christian Brothers has made it to the final. We will discuss that, plus all the other local teams with John Varlas, plus other things, as we always do at 7:25 with the Daily Memphian's John Varlas. At 8:25, Matt Dillon back from Tampa, a victorious Tigers team last night, and now they get set for the biggest game in years, as Memphis will take on Houston at FedEx Forum. Matt will join us at 8:25 for the Tiger Basketball Report. Speaking of the Tigers, we have 2 pair of tickets that we'll be giving away in our middle hour to 2 lucky listeners out there. It is the hottest ticket in town. This is going to be near a sellout. Hopefully will be a sellout. And you're going to get a chance to win 2 pair of tickets, a pair for each person who wins in the second hour. If that's not enough, it's Friday. That means 10 in a row. The game show that has swept the nation. Another terrific prize package we'll be offering you in our final half hour of the show. If you want to hit us up, you can. AutoZone listener lines, get in the zone, AutoZone. Call in or text in at 901-360-8255. After we get started here, we will open up those phone lines to you. Of course, you can text in 24/7. And if you're watching us live, you can message us with comments, questions, concerns. Hit us up on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, on the website sports56whbq.com. We'll talk, obviously, Tigers and Grizzlies. We'll go around the NBA and college basketball. We'll get to Indianapolis and the NFL Combine and what Calvin Austin and Dylan Parham are doing from the University of Memphis, plus some other area regional players participating in the NFL Combine. Eli, it was a late night, and it was a mixed bag for the Memphis teams. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Happy Friday, everybody. Enjoy another beautiful, beautiful day. We'll kick off our weekend. Looking forward to that. As you mentioned, going to give away some tickets. Going to test folks' Tigers knowledge today. We'll see if people can put their thinking caps on early in the morning, actually know a thing or two. Also do have a pair of Grizzlies tickets for tomorrow night's game that we'll give away at some point during the show. So we're going to make a lot of winners there. We're going to, no better way. I mean, when the weather's beautiful and it's Friday, I mean, why not? Why not just continue to make it even a better weekend? Make people's weekend, get it off to a great start. The days are getting longer. I love the fact that we're starting to get longer days now. It won't be too long. Next weekend, I believe, we turn the clocks ahead. We even get longer days. Life is good right now.
Well, you mentioned the weather. Yesterday, it reached 80 degrees in Memphis. That was the official high, so it did reach 80. Right now, it's 48 degrees at 7:04, but the temperature will soar again into the upper 70s. Clouds will start to roll in a little bit, so they're calling for a partly cloudy day, not all sunshine, but the precip chances are minimal both today and tomorrow. Now, there is some rain in the forecast for Sunday and Monday. Sunday's interesting because of the area baseball teams. Ole Miss is in Florida, so there's probably rain down there because there's always rain. Just look on the hour, and it may change in Florida. But Memphis has a series with Nichols, and the possibility that Sunday's game could be moved to Saturday and play a doubleheader. Now, I'm hoping that'll happen because I got the calls for Memphis baseball. I want to be at FedEx Forum on Sunday to watch the Tigers and Houston. Like I said, it's the hottest ticket in town and probably an atmosphere that we haven't seen in quite some time. It was a great atmosphere for Alabama, and it was okay for Wichita State, but I think this one is going to be off the charts. But again, take advantage of the beautiful, beautiful weather once again today and tomorrow before the rain starts to come in on Sunday. Also, last night, the Grizzlies in action playing in Boston, and it didn't go as well for the Grizzlies as it did for the Tigers. So we will dissect both those games here. And if you want to participate in the program, like I said, you always can. You can always hit us up. There's always ways to do so. And if you want to call in or text in, AutoZone listener line, same number, 901-360-8255. Last night, we'll start in Tampa, where the Tigers were victorious 73-64 to improve to 18-9, 12-5 in the conference. They've won 9 of their past 10 games. They've sewn up a first-round bye in next week's American Conference tournament in Fort Worth. I thought certainly the Tigers did not play poorly, but I thought at times defensively they were sleepwalking. They didn't get back on defense. I think this was certainly a little bit of taking South Florida lightly, a little bit looking at the numbers of how bad they are offensively. And South Florida fought. Give them credit. Brian Gregory's team, they fought tooth and nail, and every time it got real close, the Tigers would pull away. They did the smart thing. They got it inside to their stud, Jalen Duren, who went for 16 and 10. But even down the stretch, it took some big plays. Alex Lomax had a real good game, 12 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals. He had that steal at the end of the game when South Florida was trying to stage that final comeback. He was good. DeAndre Williams, 11 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, 1 block, doing his thing. So not a great shooting night per se. Memphis only 3 of 10 from 3, so only 10 attempts. They hit 22 of 32 free throws, so they missed 10. They left 10 out there, but they only turned the ball over 6 times, and I believe 5 of them were player control. They were offensive fouls. So certainly from that standpoint, Eli, vastly improved. But again, it was one of those deals where you have Houston coming up on Sunday. It's easy to understand those guys. Maybe you're looking a little bit past them and not playing that lockdown defense that they've been playing here of late.
Yeah, it was not a real pretty game, to say the least. But yeah, they took care of business. South Florida is really bad. Although South Florida, actually, they hit some shots that they normally don't hit. Like especially towards the end of the game there, when they were trying to come back, they started hitting some crazy shots. The Chihuahua kid was pretty good inside, but you get out of there with the win, move along, and get set up for the game against Houston. The 6 turnovers is the big thing, and between both teams, I feel like there had to be some sort of record set for offensive fouls.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was every time a guy fell to the floor, the officials called it offensive foul. Like it was just automatic offensive fouls. It was really, I was like, my goodness gracious. But yeah, it was Jalen Duren doing his thing again. The one alley-oop dunk was, whew.
That vertical, I mean, Duren can get up, but that one was incredible. I know Minot had a big slam earlier, but that Duren dunk, that was a showstopper.
Yeah, his that with that alley-oop, I didn't know if he would get it. I thought maybe it was out of reach, but no, it was very John Morant-like that you go, no way. Oh, yep, he can get that. He can get that one. And he's, I'll tell you what, his jumper, that little 15-foot jumper has really come along, and he continues to knock that down. He has shown a lot of why the NBA teams are certainly going to like him, and the fact that he's going to have that ability to face up and knock down a jumper in the NBA. And he has certainly shown that, especially over about the last month or so.
Three-point shooting is going to be pivotal if they make the tournament, and they've been pretty good of late. Nolly's been good of late. Again, last night they didn't take too many. Harris at 2 of 4, Lester was 1 of 2, and Nolly was 0 of 3, so only 3 of 10 in total. Again, I'm not concerned, but because, again, I think they were looking ahead. But there were times when they just didn't get back on defense. You talked about South Florida throwing up some wild shots, and they were falling there late in the game as they were in desperation mode to try to catch the Tigers. But there were times during that game where they got behind the Tigers' defense. They just were out hustling them and got down to the other end and were getting layups or drives to the hole. So certainly that was something that caught my eye. But again, no worry whatsoever because these young men did what they were supposed to do. As I said yesterday on the show, doing a little Elvis, TCB, taking care of business. That's exactly what they did. So we'll start to talk Houston in just a second. Also, an about face by Penny Hardaway on his decision to honor the seniors, but it will not be the 3 that are listed. It won't be DeAndre Williams, Alex Lomax, and Tyler Harris altogether. It will only be Alex Lomax. So after some contemplation and some decision making, he decides that he will honor Alo. Now, don't think that Alo, that means he's not coming back, because I would bet dollars to donuts he is. But isn't that a little strange that now it's going to be just Alo that's honored on Sunday?
Yeah. I mean, I don't understand why. If you're going to honor one, you wouldn't honor all of the people listed as seniors. That would seem logical. I don't know. I don't know what went into the decision-making process, all of that. But yeah, if you're going, I don't really understand that one at all.
Yeah, so all the Alo fans out there, make sure that if you don't have tickets, and there's still tickets available, and we'll be giving away 2 pairs, we said earlier, get there and salute Alo, who, again, I would bet will be back next year, and Tyler Harris as well. I don't believe DeAndre will, but that's what Penny has decided as far as the seniors. And, yes, what I said earlier is correct. 6 turnovers last night, 5 were charges. So only 1 that – and, again, this is hard to believe with a team that averages, around 17, 18 a game? And we've seen them go over 20 several times, to only have one miscue other than the charges.
Well, it's a team that's 356th in the nation in steal percentage by the opponent. And last night, South Florida got 1 steal.
Yeah, and this isn't a deal where you just say, well, South Florida wasn't pressing, other teams press. No, Memphis is, unfortunately, a type of team that has self-inflicted wounds when it comes to turnovers. Stepping on the baseline, stepping on the sideline, telegraph passes. And they did a great, great job last night. All right, so let's get to your calls and texts on the Tigers after beating South Florida 73-64. We'll begin on the AutoZone listener line at 360-8255, and Keith is dialed in. Hi, Keith.
Hey, Greg and Eli, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Keith.
Well, you have to remember, Alo is Penny's stepson. You have to remember that.
Yep, I was thinking the same thing when it was like that Alo's going, okay, Penny wants him to get his just rewards, and he will.
But now, turnovers were great last night. Now, we got killed on the boards. I don't know how that happened, but anyway, we did. They were South Florida was going after the ball on off the boards, and we shot the ball terrible. I mean, terrible. I mean, it was not good. And free throws hurt a little. They hurt. And Penny needs to narrow the rotation. He needs to. For Houston, he's got to narrow the rotation. It's got to go down to a lower rotation. And Timberlake was not real good. He was not great at all.
Well, I mean, he basically, he can't narrow it. He played 7 guys. I mean, Timberlake played 8 minutes and Dandridge played 5.
Yeah, and the only guy that really got minutes off the bench was, other than Harris with 27 minutes, was Minot, and he only got 15. So I think he tightened it, Keith, a little bit. Now, we appreciate the call, Keith. I mean, I understand what Keith's saying. That's certainly been the battle cry all season long. But you had Nolly going 33.5. You had DeAndre Williams going nearly 34 as well. You had Lomax going 30. Duren went 25. And Quinones went 21. Did Quinones get into foul trouble early? He must have, because I was flipping.
I think he had 2 in the first
Yeah,
half.
because he was on the bench the whole time. I thought, I hope he's not hurt. I had turned it off to watch the Grizzlies. And Quinones only played 21. But Harris got 27. So he really rocked with those 6. And Minot 15, like you said, Dandridge only got 5. Timberlake got 8. Timberlake got in there and ran over 2 guys, on 2 different plays, 2 offensive fouls, and that's pretty much all he did.
And I would agree on I still don't think Dandridge really should be getting any minutes, and I would like to see more for Duren. But yeah, I'm not going to complain when you're basically playing 7 guys.
Right. Keith talked about the shooting. For the game, the Tigers ended up shooting 44.4%, 24 of 54 from the field. I mentioned 3 of 10 from 3, and they missed 10 free throws, shot 68.8%. On the flip side, South Florida shot 43, so a little bit less than Memphis, but it's 6 of 17. They only got to the free throw line 9 times, but they hit 8 of 9 for 89%. And the rebounding, he's absolutely right. 37-32, South Florida. They were doing a real good job crashing the boards. They got 10 offensive boards to the Tigers' 8. But again, are we nitpicking? We're nitpicking, I think, because I don't believe they were as tuned into that game as you had hoped. And I think it's understandable with everything that's going on with the Houston game on the horizon. And by the way, Houston, for anybody who believes that they're going to be plum-tuckered out by Sunday, this will be Sunday, their 4th game in 8 days. It'll be their 3rd game this week. They played Tuesday. They played last night. Last night they beat Temple by 1,000 points. They crushed them. They ended up winning 84-46. So Houston, they're going to be ready to go, the 14th ranked team in the nation, when they step into FedEx Forum on Sunday to try to get a little revenge on the Tigers. Chris is next. Hi, Chris. How are you?
Hey, guys. Thank you. First of all, those rebounds. South Florida was the worst shooting team ever in the history of basketball. So I really don't think that the Tigers was expecting the ball to hit the rim that hard and bounce off as far as they were bouncing. I mean, that team was awful. But, I love the short rotation. I got a question for you guys. How can Houston be ranked so high when they have no wins of any significance?
Okay, thank you, Chris. Appreciate the phone call. Their net is unbelievable. They were 2 the whole year. Now, where are they now in the net? They're still really high. They might be 3 in the net.
They are.
And that goes a long way. It's not the end-all, be-all for the selection committee, but it's certainly something that's taken into consideration with the criteria.
Houston moved up from 4 to 3 last night.
So they're 3. They're 3 in the net. So they're getting all that respect. And I forget, it's been a while since the non-conference portion of the schedule. But what wins do they have of significance from the non-conference?
Their best non-conference wins. They beat a Virginia team that's not real good. They beat Oregon, who's a bubble team.
Who lost last night, by the way, to Washington.
They beat Oklahoma State. Those are their best non-conference wins. The color's right. They don't
Yes.
have many wins, but they're ranked high because they don't lose. Like they haven't lost much. Like in the way the rankings work in today's, like if you don't lose, you can just keep bumping up because other teams lose. And that's how voters vote. And in the net rankings, if you've got a bunch of wins, you're probably going to do all right. And they've got their losses are to Wisconsin, Alabama, SMU, Memphis, so they don't have any bad losses in the mix either, which is a good thing. That's if you can avoid bad losses and rack up a bunch of wins. They are only 1-3 in Quad 1, but they're 7-1 in Quad 2, and then they don't have any Quad 3 or Quad 4 losses. And so that's how that's going to work out well in the net. And when voters vote, if you don't ever lose or don't lose very often, you're going to keep moving up in the rankings.
No, that's the point that hits home. It's the not only the amount of losses, which is 4, but it's the fact that they haven't had a bad loss. Memphis has several bad losses on their resume. And you know what? Who's complaining? This is great for Memphis. They already have a win at Houston's home arena and have a chance to sweep the regular season series on Sunday. So you want it like that. You want to be able to get that opportunity to play another quality team in Houston. And who knows, maybe meet them again next week. Because now it's not just getting to the tournament. Obviously, that's first and foremost. Get to the tournament. Break this long drought. But now you're trying to get to the tournament and avoid going to Dayton. And that's there in front of them as well.
The other thing for Houston, and this is where they part of their net. I mean, the net takes into consideration like your offensive efficiency, things like that. I mean, your statistics. Houston is the number 10 offense and number 12 defense in America. I mean, their numbers are really, really good on both sides of the ball.
Do you have that in front of you, the complete list? Where's Memphis in both those categories, just out of curiosity?
Memphis this is all from KenPom. Memphis is 56th in offense and 35th in defense.
Okay. So I mentioned last night, Houston won going away convincingly over Temple. SMU, for some reason, struggles with Cincinnati. They lost to them earlier this year. They had lost, I believe it was 10 in a row, until they rallied to win last night at home. And they got that long winning streak at home in Dallas. And they were down 10 points, and they were able to come back and beat Cincinnati 76-71, and then Tulane over UCF 82-67, your finals in the American Conference. But now it's all about Sunday. And 11 a.m., national TV, CBS, Jim Nantz, Bill Raftery, The Kiss, all of that in Memphis as the Tigers will take on Houston. It has been a while. It really has. Since we've had a game of this magnitude, with the national attention obviously being the national game, with so much at stake. Can Memphis lose, still get in the tournament other than winning the conference tournament title? Yes, but it's going to be interesting because you have to depend a lot on everybody else. Now, Aaron Torres, friend of the show from Fox Sports, pointed out last night on Twitter that Memphis is taking care of business, winning 9 of 10, and all the other teams that are around them on the bubble continue to go up and down and lose games. You mentioned Oregon. They lost to Washington last night, 78-67. Michigan lost again. Iowa beat them 82-71. On and on and on. The Tigers are the beneficiaries of what's happening with other teams that are on the bubble around the country. Dennis is next up on Sports 56. Hi, Dennis.
Hey, good morning, guys. How y'all doing?
Doing great, thank you.
Hey, I really had a question. And first, the Houston game, man, I'll be there. I can't wait. I mean, I almost want a uniform and go out there myself, man. I'm excited. I'm pumped up about this game, man. But am I mistaken, or can all these guys come back because of the COVID year, like even DeAndre?
They all can come
Can
back.
they come back?
All of them have another.
Man.
Everybody has eligibility left.
That is crazy. Okay, so I was just wondering that because, people were making a big deal about this class, that he has no players. And I'm thinking, like, well, if everybody can come back, why complicate it more than it already is?
Well, they're not all coming back, though, Dennis. They have the chance, but I can guarantee you they're not all coming back.
Well, okay, yeah, you might be right. It goes around college every year, so you're right. But look, all I wanted to say, man, go Tigers. I think we're going to get Houston. And one more thing I did want to say, if injuries played a factor like they say they do, wouldn't that be on our side too? Just say if we did lose in Houston, and unfortunate event that we did lose, maybe the first game, maybe the second game in the tournament. I mean, when that kind of count into it, because we went a long stretch with injured guys. Let's hear what you got to say about that.
Thank you, Dennis. And you bring up a point that's very important, because every year we talk about injuries during the season and how it factors in. First of all, let me say this. If the Tigers lose Sunday to Houston and lose in the quarterfinals, because they have a first-round bye, they lose in the quarterfinals, which would mean they would lose to a bad team. They would lose to, it might be Cincinnati, but Cincinnati has really struggled. It could be Cincinnati, but it could be right now, and I don't have a bracket in front of me, but you know the type of teams we're talking about here. Then I don't think they'd make it. I think they'd probably get knocked out if they lost Sunday and then lost in the quarterfinal round. If they lose Sunday and then win a couple, get to the championship game, maybe fall. So that would mean maybe beating SMU, getting a little revenge there, and then losing to Houston in the championship. I think they'll get an at-large. So I don't think you necessarily have to beat Houston. But if you want to secure a spot and you want to be on the right side of that selection committee, because you never want to leave it up to them, obviously you got to win it all, which they have the chance. They have the ability to do so. Penny has said we're the best team when we're healthy. Well, they've won 9 of 10 now, and they've been healthy. So why not? But even if you come up short, if you win Sunday and you win just one to secure yourself, in my opinion, you're in. Now, you're playing to avoid Dayton. You're avoiding to play in that play-in, and they have that possibility too. But back to the point that the caller made, yes, with the COVID year, everybody technically can come back. But come on. Jalen Duren is a top 10 pick in the NBA draft. He's gone. DeAndre Williams, I cannot imagine this guy, who will be 26 in October, won't try to go make some money somewhere, because he's good, right? So I think he's gone. I doubt you're going to see Landers Nolley return. Maybe Quinones will come back for another year. You're going to get the Memphis kids. I imagine they'll all be back. Lomax, Harris, Dandridge, Jaden. And, Timberlake will probably be back. But that means there's room to add players. I don't think right there is a team you look at and go, that's a championship team. And Amani Bates, you've seen, in my opinion, the last of Amani Bates. Would you agree with that, Eli? Did you think you've seen the last of Imani as far as actually playing for the Tigers?
Yeah, I thought that from the moment he left.
Me too, and I've been saying that. I hope for the best, but I just don't see that happening. So there's a lot happening with that roster, as is with everyone's roster around the country. And I think Penny is going to utilize the transfer portal more than he has since the advent of it just a few years ago, when it really started to become a big part of recruiting.
This time of our program is brought to you every day by our friends at Action 24/7. They are the local sportsbook in the state of Tennessee. And right now, for first-time users, if you get signed up and your first deposit, use promo code WHBQ100, and they are going to match. They're going to give you a 50% deposit bonus on a deposit of up to $800. So $800 will get you $400 free dollars. A little 50% boost on your first deposit from Action 24/7. Tomorrow in college basketball, if you bet $50 on a parlay of plus 500 or more odds, they'll give you a $15 free bet if it doesn't hit. So you get a little something back if it doesn't hit. But hey, maybe you could hit and have a nice little payday with a parlay tomorrow in college basketball. They love giving away free bets and doing some promotions online on Twitter as well. Follow them there at TN Action 247 and take advantage of those opportunities. They are, again, the local sportsbook here in the state of Tennessee. It is Action 24/7.
John Varlas joins us every Friday during this next time slot right after the timeout. This week is no exception, except he will not be in studio. He's in Cookeville. He's covering the Division II State Basketball Championships. We'll get the latest from him when we return. This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ. Listen to us daily on 560 AM and 98.5 FM, as well as around the world at sports56whbq.com or on the Sports 56 app.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director at Lexus of Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 901-271-5199.
Hey, Jim! Thanks for coming.
Are you kidding? I never miss one of your dinner parties. How's the new job?
We're growing fast, and I stopped working weekends, thanks to how much smoother everything runs on NetSuite by Oracle.
Fantastic. We're still using QuickBooks.
Why haven't you upgraded to NetSuite?
We're making QuickBooks work, sort of.
Shh, watch your language. The kids are right there.
Sorry, Amy. NetSuite gives you visibility and control of your financials, inventory, HR, planning, budgeting, and more. NetSuite is everything you need to grow, all in one place. And 93% of surveyed businesses increase their visibility and control since upgrading from QuickBooks to NetSuite.
Yeah, sounds like it's time for me to switch to NetSuite. Over 27,000 businesses already use NetSuite. For the new year, NetSuite has a new financing program for those ready to upgrade at netsuite.com/advantage. Head to netsuite.com/advantage for this special one-of-a-kind financing offer on the #1 financial system for growing businesses. netsuite.com/advantage.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
If you have damage to your home and have your insurance carrier involved, you need a great contractor. You also need a team that has seen claims of all shapes and sizes, residential or commercial. After our inspection, we'll share our findings and give you our professional opinion. Some people say you get what you pay for. However, our opinion is free. Trust the name you can depend on, like the tens of thousands of families Brian and I have served over the past 20 years here in the Mid-South. Brian Elder Roofing. We'll measure your roof from outer space and share our team's experience for your property and claim. Repaired roofs, replacement roofs, big roofs, tiny roofs, insurance roofs, flat roofs, TPO roofs, asphalt roofs, tile roofs, slate roofs, metal roofs. If your roof needs some love, call me. 901-867-0303 for Brian Elder Roofing and Contracting.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
I'm with the expert. Yeah, that's right, expert. Kyle Storms here with Big Green Egg. Kyle, what can you cook on a Big Green Egg?
Almost anything. You can smoke, bake, roast, sear, and grill. Some of the best barbecue, desserts, and pizzas I've ever eaten have been cooked on a Big Green Egg.
I have to be honest. The last grill I had fell apart on me. I had to throw it away. What kind of warranty comes with a Big Green Egg?
This will truly be the last grill you have to buy. Big Green Egg has had a lifetime warranty on all ceramic parts of the egg since 1995. I talk to customers all the time that have had their eggs for 10, 20, 30 plus years. You can't say that about most grills.
How long has the Big Green Egg been around?
Big Green Egg was founded in 1974 by naval engineer Ed Fisher and has never changed ownership. Ed found out that no matter what you throw on an egg, it just comes out better. And now more and more people find out every year.
Sports 56 traffic.
Right now, we're dealing with a police situation on Ayer Street at Keel Avenue. That's Ayer Street at Keel Avenue. Also, accidents on Wales Avenue at Graham Street. That's Wales at Graham Street. A police incident or police situation on New Allen Road at Hawkins Mills Road. And then we're working an accident on Veterans Parkway between Navy Road and Highway 51. Keep it right here. This is your Sports 56 traffic update.
Now, back to Sports 56 Mornings. This hour is brought to you by Action247.com. Here once again are Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Welcome back, everyone. 7:32 is the time. Beautiful day once again here in Memphis in the Mid-South. Right now, 48 degrees, but it will get up into the upper 70s, probably reach 80 again. Mostly sunny skies, although they say partly cloudy, so a little bit of clouds will roll in. Nothing as far as precipitation is concerned. As I mentioned, John Varlas normally joins us here in studio during this time slot, but today he is in Cookeville, Tennessee, staying at the beautiful Cookeville Hilton overlooking Cookeville Lake in beautiful Cookeville, Tennessee. It's the Division II Boys and Girls State Basketball Championships. And, of course, you got the Division I Boys and Girls. That's on the horizon. Lots happening in the world of prep basketball and prep sports in general. And, you know, John has you covered at the Daily Memphian. You can follow him on Twitter at John Varlas. Okay, in reality, John, where are you staying? At the beautiful what? Days Inn?
Actually, Greg, correction, I'm at the Caesars Cookeville Hotel and Casino.
We're all Caesars.
We're all Caesars.
late night last night at the blackjack table after the games here in Cookeville. You know, win some, lose some, but we're having a great time, and miss you guys there at the studio. Hope everybody's having a good Friday.
Is the Manning family there?
Yeah. Oh gosh, it's nothing but celebrities here, Eli.
I've heard it's a big. That's a big destination, big tourist destination.
No, in all serious though, Cookeville is a nice little town, and they really do a good job putting on the state tournaments. I mean, they lost the football championships to Chattanooga this year, but they've been this is the second year that they've done Division II basketball, and I really like the way they do it for the kids. They put on a good show in the pregame with lights and music and, you know, the laser things that they do in the pregame, and it's kind of cool. I think they do a really good job.
So is the D1 tournament also there in Cookeville?
No, the D1 will be in Murfreesboro at its usual location at Middle Tennessee State, and that's going to be girls starting Tuesday, and then boys the following week.
So are you going to roll right over from Cookeville to Murfreesboro, or are you going to come back and then go back? What's your game plan?
No, I'm going to come back. I'm definitely going to come back for a couple of days and wash my clothes, and then head back out and cover the girls next week, and then do the same thing and cover the boys. I expect to be pretty busy during the boys tournament for sure. I think we'll have, you know, probably 4 or 5 teams that qualify from that, and girls, it looks like we may have 2 or 3 teams. So we'll see how it goes.
They don't have room service at Caesars Cookeville? They can take care of it, wash your clothes for you, iron them, lay them out on your bed for you.
If he hit it big last night at the tables, he could have stayed, but he's got to it'd be dangerous to stay too that long.
I think you have to pay extra for the concierge service, and I'm trying to be a little thrifty for the Daily Memphian here. So yeah,
I hear you.
So yesterday, Christian Brothers gets the win. They advance to the championship game and remain undefeated. It was a close game though yesterday against Lipscomb.
It was a close game, and Lipscomb was they came in. It's interesting. You don't see these other teams during the course of the season, and you can just kind of go on record and kind of go on reputation. You know, Lipscomb came into the game with a 19-12 record, and they were actually the 4th seed from their region. So they upset a few people to make it to the Final Four. And so you look at that and say, well, okay, they're a nice team, but they're probably not as good as Christian Brothers. But I mean, they were actually a really good team, Eli. They had size, they had good shooters, they had some good athleticism to go along with the size as well. And they did not look or play like a 19-12 team. And I, from talking to some people, it's interesting with a lot of these private schools. They lost quite a few games early in the season before their football players were able to rejoin the team, and I think that kind of skewed their record a little bit. So this is actually a really good team, and it was a quality win for Christian Brothers yesterday. It was close. They did not shoot free throws well. I think that's probably the main thing you can point to if you're a Christian Brothers fan and say, hey, we got to do this better on Saturday. But they did make them when they counted. Chandler Jackson made 4 in a row down the stretch to kind of seal the deal. And they got a big victory, 27-0. And, that sets up a really good game on Saturday.
All right, so speaking of that, John, who do they play on Saturday? What are their chances? And how long has it been since the brothers have won a state basketball championship?
It's been a long time, Greg, 1987. So you go back to let me do my Kingsbury High math. 87, 13, 35 years, right? So
yep.
It's been
not as long as football, but a long time.
Yeah, it's been 35 years since Christian Brothers won a state championship, which is kind of crazy when you consider how perennially solid that club has been down through the years. But the other thing is it shows you how tough it is to actually win a state championship. And their opponent Saturday is going to be Knoxville Catholic. I think everybody that follows high school basketball in Tennessee is familiar with Knoxville Catholic. Their best player is B.J. Edwards, who is a nationally ranked player in the senior class. He signed with Tennessee. He's a Mr. Basketball finalist alongside Chandler Jackson and the kid from Brentwood Academy, Trent McNair. So you'll have 2 out of the 3 Mr. Basketball finalists going head-to-head. Of course, Chandler signed with Florida State, so you'll have Florida State going against UT. Knoxville Catholic is dangerous. I don't think it's telling any secrets. Christian Brothers is going to have to play probably their best game of the year to beat these guys. They, in addition to B.J. Edwards, they've got a couple of other, Division I caliber guys. They've got some guys that can really shoot it. They're well coached. They've been in a lot of big game situations before. They're just a really, really good, solid all-around team, and they knocked off previously undefeated Brentwood Academy in the other semifinal yesterday. So if Knoxville Catholic wins the championship, they can say that they beat 2 undefeated teams in the process. So it is going to be a good game. I'm really excited for it.
That'd be pretty impressive if you did knock off 2 teams that are combined with 57-0 in the semifinals and the finals to get the championship. John, how big is that gym there? How many does it hold?
Well, that's a good question, Eli. It's not as big as certainly not as big as FedEx Forum or anything like that. But I would say it holds a good 6,000-8,000 people. Maybe
okay. It's bigger than I would have thought.
Yeah, and I'm not good at estimating things like that, so I may be way off. But it's bigger than the gym that they, at Lipscomb where they previously held the Division II tournament. It's a good sized arena. It's a nice little facility they have here at Tennessee Tech, and like I said earlier, they do a good job, and I hope they keep it here. Personally, it's a little bit of a further drive. But, certainly I think from a fan's perspective, it's easier to park. It's easier to get in and out, and the community here really supports high school sports too. That's another thing. When the football games were here, there was, signs everywhere, and you go in a hotel, you go in a restaurant, say, people say, "Oh, you're here for the high school events," and everybody was kind of into it, and it was, seemed like it was a good thing for the community here too. So I hope they're able to, persevere and at least keep some sort of the state championship series here in Cokeville.
So I just Googled it, and it's 9,280.
Wow, that's
okay.
Bigger than I
a little bit bigger than you thought. It's a multi-purpose arena. All right, so here's the deal. First of all, I don't know if the guy's last name is Eblin or Eblin. I'm assuming it's Eblin. So it's named after this guy who used to be the Tennessee Tech coach and a professor at the school. But his first name, you'll never believe it. It's Hooper. Of all things, basketball, we're talking Hooper Eblin or Hooper Eblin. It's the center named after him. 9,280 is the capacity.
Right. I appreciate you looking that up, Greg, because all this time I was under the impression that Hooper and Eblin or Eblin were 2 separate people. I thought they had combined, like 2 donors or whatever. But, okay, so Hooper Eblin is one person. Well,
one person. Yeah, former coach, former professor, but the name Hooper. They're hoops.
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay, this is pretty ironic. But is Christian Brothers the only area Division II basketball team still alive as far as the boys and the girls for the states?
No, actually tonight, this afternoon at 5:00 in the smaller boys division, FACS will take the floor. And guys, here's a really good story too. These guys were here at the state tournament 2 years ago in 2020 as sophomores, and they advanced to the championship game where they lost to a Lausanne team, which was led by future Memphis Tiger Musa Cisse, you'll remember. So they lost to Lausanne and Cisse in the championship game as sophomores. Last year they were upset in the quarterfinal round and didn't make it to Cookeville, and so they're back this year. The core group that were sophomores 2 years ago, they're back as seniors in 2022, and man, these guys have been playing some great basketball all year. They're 28-2. They've played a really challenging schedule against all the top teams in Memphis. They beat East. They played Christian Brothers, within 5 or 6 points in a really competitive game, and And guys, I think this team has a chance to bring home the first state championship in FACS history. I mean, and not just in basketball, but in any sport in the entire history of the school.
Wow.
Which has been open,
And that's Steve Wilkes, isn't it?
years.
John, is that
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
former White Station Spartan, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Former White Station Spartan. I think he played at Middle Tennessee State. Yeah, he's from the Terry Tippett coaching tree. And yeah, Coach Wilkes does a fantastic job with his guys. And this is kind of the year they've been pointing towards. I mean, they've got, 5 seniors in the starting lineup, and, they've got a little bit of everything. They've got size, they've got shooters, they've got, obviously a ton of experience. They've got a great point guard. They've got a Mr. Basketball finalist, Daniel Egbunaway, who's about 6'4", 6'5", and, a really good player at this level, and a matchup problem at this level, too, based on his size and athleticism and ability to go inside and outside. So, yeah, this is a really, really good FACS team, and they'll take the floor tonight at 5 p.m. against Clarksville Academy. If they win this game, which I think they should based on records, then they will play in a championship game tomorrow as well. So we could have 2 championship games tomorrow.
Wow, that's incredible. All right, John, can you hang around? We'll take a quick TO. You good?
Yeah, I mean, the casino's not open yet, so absolutely sure. Yeah.
Don't lie. You're sitting at the table right now. You got to step away from the table to be on the phone, though.
All right, we want to talk about what the prospects are for the Division I area teams. Also, I know Olive Branch is kicking some tail in boys basketball in Mississippi. We'll get the thoughts on all of that of our friend John Varlas when we return. This is Sports 56 Mornings on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
You have opinions?
Well, you gotta have an opinion.
We want to hear them. Call or text us on the AutoZone listener line at 360-8255. That's the AutoZone listener line at 901-360-8255.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Hi, folks. Bob Burkham for Sunrise Buick GMC Truck. Lots of vehicles to choose from at Sunrise. Trucks, SUVs, certified late model used cars, and cars under $10,000. At Sunrise, we specialize in low monthly payments and secondary financing. Come on in, call, or go online to sunrisememphis.com. Schedule an appointment, select your vehicle, appraise your trade-in, arrange financing and delivery. We'll deliver right to your doorstep. All cars inspected and ready to go. Need service or body work? Bring it to Sunrise or go online to schedule an appointment. Sunrise, Covington Pike, Wolf Chase, and Collierville.
5 Ash Roofing, it's what we do. Roofing and siding, gutters too. We're the pros you can trust to get it done right. Call on us. 5 Ash Roofing, the name to know. 5 Ash Roofing, the only way to go. 5 Ash Roofing, it's what we do. 5 Ash Roofing.
Is that not the corniest thing you've ever heard? Can you believe I paid good money for that silly jingle? Well, the experts say make it memorable, and I think I got my money's worth. 5 Ash Roof Services, proud partner of the Memphis Tigers and the official roofer of the Tigers home team. 5 Ash Roofing, 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
5 Ash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Hey, Gabe.
Hey, Beep couldn't be here, so I'm stepping in to sell some Central Barbecue.
Wait, what?
I am NKOTB at CCB.
Huh?
It means I'm the new kid on the block.
I know what it means. Are you saying you're happy to do a Central Barbecue commercial?
Super psyched. I love Central Barbecue.
Well, we all love Central Barbecue, Pete included, but he doesn't seem to enjoy doing Central Barbecue commercials.
Well, I do. I'm Pete 2.0.
What is happening?
Maybe we could come up with a new jingle for Central Barbecue.
Well, we got to get Pete back. This just feels weird.
Central Barbecue, Central Barbecue, yeah.
Hewlett & Dunn Boot and Clothing Company, we have it all. From handmade Amish leather belts, fine and casual clothing, boots, casual boots, work boots, fancy boots, and even safety-toed boots. Lots of cowboy hats to choose from, even Nebo lights, Orco hard coolers, good-looking duck head dress shirts, duck head caps, shorts, and pants. Tons of jeans from Ariat, Wrangler, Devil Dog, and Kimes Ranch jeans. At Hewlett & Dunn, we have a great selection of Old South t-shirts and caps. Fine clothing from dress to casual to Sunday best. Enjoy choosing from UFO's orthopedic-approved shoes. Hewlett & Dunn Boot and Clothing Company. Boots of every size, every color, every skin. Great quality Western, work, and safety toe boots. Hewlett & Dunn Boots and Clothing Company. 111 North Center Street, Collierville. Hewlett & Dunn. Hewlett and Dunn, serving you and your family since 1961. Nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. I'm here at Town Village Audubon Park interviewing a new resident, Carolyn. Share with us why you chose Town Village.
Well, if your parents or special friends need to make that big move, let me share with you my experience. It was tough for me to leave home, but then I discovered Town Village. I would like to highly recommend Town Village to you and your loved ones. After looking at all the amenities and meeting all the people and staff, I was hooked. From restaurant, bistro, 3 meals per day, housekeeping, transportation, security, health care, physical therapy, exercise room, and even a heated pool and spa. Come see us and make your new home at Town Village.
Visit us and call Daniel at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home, Town Village.
Now, back to Sports 56 Mornings. This hour is brought to you by Action247.com. Here once again are Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Our friend John Varlas from the Daily Memphian joining us from the Caesars Resort and Casino in beautiful Cookeville, Tennessee, site of the Division II Boys and Girls State Basketball Championships. Next week, it's all about Division I, which we'll talk about in a moment with John. But, John, as we bring you back on, Nick reminds us via YouTube that casinos are always open, baby.
Well, this one is not, so that's great. That's good to know, and I appreciate that. Well, yeah, for some reason this one is not. I guess the standards are a little bit different in Cookeville than in Las Vegas. So
John cleaned them out last night. They're waiting for more money to come in.
Yeah,
they got to get a new waiting for the banks to open and get a new funding for their casino today because John has taken it all.
Well, as we know, they'll take your money at any time. All right, John, let's jump right into this. Am I correct in saying that Olive Branch has already won a state championship and it happened 2 days ago in boys basketball?
they are in the finals, I believe, and I think and someone on the text line can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's something like 3 out of 5 years or 4 out of 6 years in the championship game. So yeah, that's just a remarkable sign of good, consistent, well, not good, I mean, excellent, consistent basketball for that program. I mean, you know, they obviously when they had, who's the kid that played at Memphis, DJ Jeffries. When they had DJ Jeffries a couple of years ago, obviously that was a really good team with a tremendous player, obviously, to lead the way. And, you know, that class has moved on, but they've kept it rolling. Coach Rombaugh down there at Olive Branch has, you know, really done a good job keeping that rolling. And I believe they will play for the championship Saturday, Greg.
Okay, so I saw a result from Wednesday night against Biloxi. They won 61-58. So that was the semis?
I believe that put them in the championship game.
That put them in the championship game. Okay, and that's a great run for Olive Branch. All right, Division I, boys and girls. Who's still alive from our area that will be competing to try to win a state title?
Well, first things will be Saturday. The girls will play their sectional games, so that's the last. Those will be the last games in town, and the winner of those games go to the state tournament. So in the large classification, you will have Arlington playing at home against a team from Region 7. I believe a team from the Clarksville area is coming in to play Arlington. Bartlett, by virtue of them finishing second to Arlington in the region, they will travel to take on Region 7. Really good story, too, in Class A guys. I mean, you both know Cheyenne Gibson, the former Memphis Tiger. He's the coach at MAS, Memphis Academy of Health Sciences, and I believe everybody's, you know, probably familiar with what's going on at MAS. You know, they're going to close after this year, you know, due to stuff that had nothing to do with athletics. You know, it was people on the board, you know, allegedly misappropriating funds and things of that nature, you know, things that didn't have anything to do with sports or the kids. And so they've decided, unfortunately, in my opinion, to close down the school at the end of this school year. So, you know, with the last, you know, with just, you know, a couple of months in the school year and the last basically season of girls basketball over there, Coach Gibson has his girls one win away from the state title. They're going to play their game Saturday actually at Overton High School. I think they probably moved it, maybe to get a little bit bigger crowd, hopefully, and that kind of thing. So they're going to play too in Class A, and if they win, it would be the first time ever Moz girls make it to the state championship. And honestly, with the school closing and with Cheyenne Gibson as your coach, doing a really fantastic job, I think it would be a tremendous story for those girls to make it to Murfreesboro. And I really hope they can get the job done and do it. So yeah, if you're not doing anything Saturday and you want to support Coach Gibson and a really good group of girls, going out to Overton at 7:00 and check them out.
All right, and then that's it with the girls. And how about the boys?
The boys, big game last night in Memphis between East and Bartlett. Bartlett won, and they won the region championship. Amar Knox, the one-time University of Memphis commit, went crazy and scored 36 points, which I believe is a season high for Knox. So Bartlett beat East last night, which means Bartlett is the regional champion. They'll host the runner-up from Region 7 on Monday at 7:00. East will travel to Clarksville and on Monday at 7:00, and the winners of those games will make it to the state tournament. I think Bartlett wins. I think East will go on the road and win too. So I think both of the Memphis teams will advance in 4A. And guys, I think if they do, I think you may be on target for a Bartlett and East rematch in the championship game, because by rule they would be placed on opposite sides of the bracket because they come from the same region. So I think both teams will handle their business on Monday, and I think they will both advance to the state tournament. I mean, East is really, really good. They're really sound. I mean, they've got 5 guys in the starting lineup that really work well together, complement each other, and can really play well. And then, Bartlett is a team that I've been, kind of pinpointing all season long because of, obviously Amar Knox and J.R. Jacobs, the point guard, are really good players, but they've just got so much size and depth and versatility that they can throw at teams. They're just really, really good high school team, and it's just going to take something special for anybody to knock them off. So, yeah, Bartlett East in the large schools division, Fayette Ware in AAA is a really good team with a kid named just Stephen Walker, who's about 6'10", and he's going to play his college ball for Tony Madlock at South Carolina State. And honestly, guys, that's a steal for South Carolina State because this guy is really, really good. So Fayette Ware, keep an eye on them. In Class A, it's going to be a really good game over at Double A between Power Center and Douglas. That's going to be a game involving 2 Memphis teams on Monday. So if you want to see some good basketball between 2 local teams, Douglas will probably be the place to be on Monday. That should be a really good game between 2 local teams. So guaranteed one of those teams will get through to Murfreesboro, and that'll be a good story as well.
Good stuff, John.
I appreciate it.
Behave yourself, man.
We got a text from another Johnny, our buddy John from Covington. He says, the dealer's also a school bus driver, so that's why they got to wait to open up the casino.
They don't pay those dealers well enough, man. They got to have 2 jobs.
And it might only be one dealer for that casino, so he does everything. So they got to at least get a little nap in, then they'll open the thing back up when he's ready to go to work again.
Well, yeah, I don't want to cast aspersions. I mean, they definitely do the best they can, but it's not Monte Carlo by any stretch, guys.
Well, John will have you covered with all the state championships and everything that's going on in prep sports, whether it be football, basketball, baseball. He's got it for you at the Daily Memphian. He's our good buddy John Varlas, who joins us every Friday here on Sports 56 Mornings. Make sure to follow him on Twitter at John Varlas. Enjoy your weekend, John.
Okay, guys. Appreciate you a lot. And how about that Calvin Austin yesterday? Did you guys see that?
I did, and look, I'm telling you, they put it down for 4.32. 4.32, correct?
That's his official time.
That's his official time. He did not run the second 40. I'm not sure why he didn't do it. But to me, it just seemed like it was faster than 4.32. But I don't have a stopwatch, and I'm not sitting there. I'm just watching it on television. But, yeah, he certainly has done himself a lot of good in what he has done with the Senior Bowl and so far with the Combine. Calvin Austin's going to make a lot of money in the NFL. Thank you, John.
Appreciate you guys. Take care. We'll see y'all soon.
All right.
Thanks, John. Moving is a stressful time for a lot of folks. If you've got a move coming up, you want to try and make it as easy on you as possible, well, talk to the folks at Black Tie Moving, and they will do just that. You can give them a call at 901-316-6196. 901-316-6196. That's the phone number. You can go to blacktiemoving.com/Memphis. My man Corey Carpenter, owner of Black Tie Moving. He's a Bartlett High graduate, so I know he's excited about that Bartlett basketball team and a possibility of winning a state title. But you'll talk to them. They'll sit down with you. They'll come up with a plan. They'll come up with something that fits your needs and fits your budget as well. And up front, they're going to give you a no-obligation quote. So you're going to know exactly what it's going to cost before you commit to anything with Black Tie Moving. But everybody that uses them raves about the service you get. That's why they've got 5-star ratings online all over the place. You've got A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. They know what they're doing. They're the best in the business. And again, they'll take some of the stress and worry out of the move for you. So whether it's across town or across country, your home, your business, whatever it is you need to get moved, talk to the folks at Black Tie Moving. 901-316-6196 or go to blacktiemoving.com/Memphis.
All right, coming up in hour number 2, the Grizzlies fall at Boston against a really good defensive team. But is that what we're going to expect to see when teams battle John Morant and the Grizzlies in the postseason? We will discuss that. Matt Dillon will join us for the Tiger Basketball Report as we get back to the Tigers, their win over the Bulls, and a preview of the Tigers in Houston this Sunday, one of the biggest games, obviously, in the Penny Hardaway regime. Also, we're going to give away, as promised, 2 pair of tickets for Sunday's game between the Tigers and Houston. It is a hot ticket, the hottest ticket in town. We're going to give you a chance to win one in hour 2. What was that?
You can get on the phone lines right now, 901-360-8255, the AutoZone listener line. You better bring your Tiger knowledge if you want to win tickets to Sunday's game.
That's coming up as we continue on Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 at 98.5 FM.
Tired of waiting on your sportsbook? Waiting for deposits and withdrawals? No more waiting with Action 24/7. We're cutting out the middleman. Deposit or withdrawal in cash. Action 24/7 has more than 100 partners in Tennessee for cash deposits and withdrawals. Visit action247.com for a location. Cash deposits and withdrawals from your Tennessee sportsbook. Action247.com. You got action.
Must be 21 or older and in Tennessee. For problem gambling support, call 800-889-9789.
Mount Moriah Auto Sales. What sets them apart? Great selection, quality, high-end to low-end cars, and low mileage. Mount Moriah Auto Sales is under new management. Ask for Emmett or Steven. Check out their great selection of cars or trucks. Choose from Dodges, Jeeps, Fords, GMCs, Infinitis, Porsches, Range Rovers, Lexus, Mercedes, BMWs, even Bentleys. Mount Moriah Auto Sales also has a great service department with 12 bays for everything from oil changes to alignment to new tires. Go to MountMoriahAutoSales.com. Pick out your like new car or truck today. Mount Moriah Auto Sales, right on the corner and right on the price.
Hi, I'm Flo from Progressive. If you love the sports like me, you get annoyed with your team or player. So Progressive's going to help take your mind off your team or that player for a moment. Instead of thinking about how they lost that thing recently, think about Progressive letting you compare our direct rates side by side with competitors to easily find the lowest option. Don't worry, your sports ball team or player will get him next time. Hope this distraction from Progressive about easily comparing rates was helpful to not think about that last game or match or season. I mean, even though I love sports ball.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Did you know nearly 40% of men under 40 and over 75% of men over the age of 40 experience sexual performance concerns? At the Memphis Men's Clinic, their experienced physician performs a comprehensive evaluation that determines which specific issues may interfere with your sexual performance. These issues can vary and range from anxiety to medical issues, low testosterone, or erectile dysfunction. The Memphis Men's Clinic has evaluated hundreds of men of all ages over the years and reestablished a normal sexual life. The Memphis Men's Clinic will work aggressively to resolve issues and allow you to restore your sexual health and overall well-being. That's the Memphis way. If you're 20 years old or 90 years old, come and get cared for the Memphis way. Treatment that's based on your specific needs after a professional clinical evaluation by their experienced board-certified physician. Call the Memphis Men's Clinic today at 901-443-0475 or visit memphismensclinic.com.
Chronic pain gets in life's way, but now you can fight back with chronic strength using the Vim app from the Arthritis Foundation. You'll find tips and tools to help you manage your chronic pain, set achievable goals, and be a part of a community that offers support. With the Arthritis Foundation's free Vim app, you'll take back what chronic pain has taken away. Download Vim at arthritis.org/Vim. That's arthritis.org/VIM.
Mom's early Alzheimer's diagnosis was hard to take.
And when I left the Evan-On, we decided together that it was time to see a doctor and make a plan.
Early detection gave us more time to seek out information and support as a family.
If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. For more information, visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Remember the last time your family visited the forest? It's a place of wonder and imagination for the whole family, where stories come to life. And it's closer than you think. Ready to plan your next visit? Make the forest part of your story today at a local park near you, or find one at discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis and W253DF Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
Sports 56 traffic.
Whoo boy, it's a wreck fest today. We got an accident on Rains Road at Opportunity Road. That's Rains at Opportunity. Have a medical emergency on New Horn Lake Road at Peebles Road. Accident on Shelby Drive at Mill Branch Road. Accident on Elvis Presley at Brooks Road. Accident on Chulahoma Road at Knight Arnold Road. Accident on Democrat Road at Airways. We're gonna just stop right there because I'm gonna pick up after on our 8:30 break here on the accidents and everything. But just keep it safe this morning. We got a lot of accidents this morning. This is your Sports 56 traffic update.
Now, back to Sports 56 Mornings. This hour is brought to you by James Gaddis Jewelers. Here once again are Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Oh, I'm dying. That was so funny. Zach says he's going to pick up on that accident list at 8:30 on his next update. There are so many accidents. How about having an accident, Eli, on Opportunity Road? That's not good.
I know a lot of folks who have crashed on Opportunity Road in their lives.
They've ruined an opportunity to get through that intersection safely by crashing. Yeah, we got to lead the league in worst drivers. I mean, it's not even a question. We welcome you back to Sports 56 Mornings. It's Friday, though. So even when you crash, you go, hey, it's Friday. Put a smile on your face. The weather's absolutely beautiful. Greg Gaston, Eli Savoy, and Zach Boyd, currently 51, on the way up to the upper 70s, maybe even reaching 80 like it did yesterday. Mostly sunny, although some clouds will roll in a little bit later on today. No precip in the forecast. Should be a real nice day today, tomorrow, and then we got some rain in the forecast for both Sunday and Monday. We're in the Family Leisure Studios where family and fun come together. Family Leisure, 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40. Second hour of the program is brought to you each and every day by our friends at James Gaddis Jewelers. They're located at 4900 Poplar between Mendenhall and St. Nick, on the web at gaddisjewelers.com. You can call them at 901-767-9648. They are your bridal engagement and anniversary jeweler headquarters. And every Monday and Friday, they bring you the Memphis Sports Fact. We were just talking to John Varlas in Cookeville about Christian Brothers High School. Did you know CBHS basketball star Chandler Jackson, who's headed to Florida State, is in the division, and his team, who's in the Division II AA state championship, has now surpassed his coach, Bubba Luckett's all-time scoring mark at Christian Brothers High School. He surpassed it yesterday in their win over Lipscomb Academy. He now has 1,695 points with still more games to go. Bubba owned the mark for the past 43 years. So congratulations to Chandler Jackson. James Gaddis Jewelers, once again, your bridal engagement and anniversary jeweler headquarters. Go say hi to James or Jay, Linda, all the rest of the great folks at James Gaddis Jewelers. All right, coming up in just a moment, I know we have one open line if you want to jump in to try to win tickets for Sunday's big clash between the Tigers and Houston. Matt Dillon will join us a little bit later on in the hour for the Tiger Basketball Report. We got Grizzlies to get into. We'll talk more about the Combine and Calvin Austin III's performance yesterday. But before we get to the phone calls, I do want to run this clip because we did have a caller earlier in hour number one talking about the net rating and the rankings. And, we try to explain it as best we can, although there's still a little bit of confusion. And if you ask Arkansas head basketball coach Eric Musselman, there's a lot of confusion.
But we did talk for the last 3 days about LSU's net. It'll be really interesting. Like, you beat a really good team like Kentucky and your net, what is that thing? Because, I want to see what happens tonight after winning a game, and where does our net go? Because it's like, I'm looking at this stuff, and it's like a team wins and they drop. Like, how – what is this? And so I'll be really interested because their net's real high. And we told our team that. I'm not smart enough to figure it out. But I want to know how you beat a team really good, or you've beaten some of the team and your net. I mean, the last 15 games, how are we playing? Like, I hope that gets heavily considered as well as we get ready for Selection Sunday. Hope there's some common sense in not just some net number that literally, St. Mary's beat Gonzaga and their net barely moved.
This is the way a lot of people look at the net and the confusion of the net. Now, here's again the point. It's not the only thing that the selection committee is looking at, but it does get confusing, and that's why we had the caller talk about Houston. Why are they so high with the net? I think you explained it very well, Eli. But here you go. Here's a head coach of a SEC, big-time Division I basketball program that has no clue what's going on with net rankings.
Arkansas is ranked number 22, so he doesn't have a whole lot to complain about in the net.
But he is. He's complaining. They had beaten Kentucky. Then they beat LSU, and he was talking right after the LSU game, wondering how far they would move up in the net. But that's Eric Musselman talking about the net rankings. All right, time to give away some tickets.
That's right. I've got 2 pair of tickets. These are club-level tickets. These are good seats for the Memphis-Houston game on Sunday. And I've got some questions here about some Tiger basketball history. And if you can get a question right, you can get a pair of tickets. And the first 2 correct answers will get the 2 pair of tickets, and we will be done. So it could be very quick if folks know their Tiger history, or it may take a while if folks don't know their Tiger history. 901-360-8255 is the phone number if you want to participate to try and win the tickets. And Anthony will be our first one up. What's up, Anthony?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good,
Anthony. Anthony, who holds the Tigers' record for most made free throws in a career?
Larry Finch.
That is incorrect. Good guess.
Sure. Absolutely good guess.
Let's go to Reggie. What's up, Reggie? Reggie,
there.
Hey.
Reggie, there you go. Hey, how you doing?
I'm good.
Reggie, who holds the Tiger career record for the most steals?
Chris Garner.
Chris Garner is a correct answer.
Wow.
321 steals in his career. Reggie, you have a pair of tickets. Congratulations.
Good job, Reggie.
Thanks, guys.
That's a guy who knows it. He knows his Tigers.
That's how you do it. You got to know your Tiger history.
Wow, steals. And he nails it like in a second. Good job.
Let's go to Mike. What's up, Mike?
Hey, Mike.
Hey, good morning.
Mike, who holds the Tiger record for the most points scored in a single season?
Single season? Chris Douglas Roberts.
That is incorrect.
It's a good guess.
That is a very good guess. Chris Douglas Roberts. Had a very good year that last year, and they played a lot of games, but that is not the correct answer. Let's go to John. Hey, John.
Hi, John.
Good morning, guys. How you doing?
Doing
great,
good, John. Let's see here. Who holds the record for the highest career three-point percentage?
Who holds the career? Well, let's, I guess, Larry Finch.
That is incorrect.
When did the three-point shot come into play?
I don't think the three-point line was there for Larry Finch. I know it wasn't. 360-8255, 901-360-8255. If you want to Try and win a pair of tickets for the Tigers in Houston on Sunday, an 11 a.m. game down at FedEx Forum, final regular season game of the season, final home game of the season. 901-360-8255. Let's go to Robert. Hey, Robert.
Hey, man. Good morning.
Morning,
Good
Robert.
morning to you. Who holds the Tigers record for the most rebounds in a season?
Most rebounds in the season. Oh, man. I'm going to go with William Bedford.
That is incorrect.
William
Not a bad guess,
Bedford, who I saw at the women's game the other night that I was broadcasting. I've seen him more times in the last couple of weeks than I had the entire time I've been here in Memphis before that.
901-360-8255. You want to try and win a pair of tickets to go see the Tigers in Houston on Sunday. And all you got to do is get a question correct. We got one pair of tickets remaining. And again, these are club-level tickets. They're very nice seats. Gene, what's up?
Hey, guys.
Gene, let's see here. Who holds the Tigers record for the most career minutes played?
Keith Lee.
That is incorrect. That's a very good guess. I believe Keith Lee is number 2 on the list.
All the guesses are good. Nothing outlandish so far. And obviously,
Really can't go
given
wrong
away.
with a Larry Finch or a Keith Lee normally.
That's true. That's true.
Those are pretty solid normally.
Sure. CDR is a good guess as well.
Guess. Let's go to John. Hello, John.
Hello.
Hey, John.
All right, John. Let's see here. Let's go back. Who's made the most free throws in a career at the University of Memphis?
Jeremiah Martin.
That is incorrect. That's another very good guess.
Not bad at all.
Not bad, but also not right, which is the problem.
You're probably looking at 4-year players, right? So Martin was.
Courtney is next. Hello, Courtney.
Hi, Courtney.
How you doing?
Good.
Doing good. Who holds the Tigers record for the most blocks in a season?
Most blocks? David Vaughn. Gosh.
Courtney, you do know because it is David Vaughn.
Wow.
Dude,
I'm sorry, man. I just came off the cuff like David Vaughn.
Do not doubt yourself and say you don't know because you do know. It is David Vaughn. 107 blocks in the 93-94 season, and that is the record. Courtney, you are a winner. You've got the other pair of tickets.
Good job, Courtney.
All right.
Hold on, Courtney.
Wow.
Now you talk about a guess when you go, David Vaughn. I don't know, and you're right. That is truly a guess.
Yeah, and don't give me he was stalling for time because he did that in like 2 seconds. So you really don't look that stuff up that quick. I was thinking it was Dorsey, but
I believe Dorsey is number 2 if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
on that
but
one.
David Vaughn, who I got to see again at the Larry Finch statue unveiling, and we had a nice conversation. I did that feature on David Vaughn years ago, going down to Orlando and spending time with him. He was homeless. It was, obviously hit you in the heart. And he was such a nice guy. And we had a great conversation. He's back in Memphis. So some blasts from the past certainly brought up with the guesses. But, wow, that was a pretty good job by our listeners, as it usually is.
I will say this. I would not have expected the two that were the correct answers were career steals and single-season blocks. But those were the two that people got right.
Yeah, that was really good, bringing up Chris Garner.
Chris Garner and David Vaughn.
Yes.
The record holder for the most minutes played.
Most minutes played. EP?
No. Antonio Anderson.
Okay.
4,470 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Highest career three-point percentage.
Is it Donnell Mack?
No, it is Robert Sally.
It was either Mack or Sally. They were my two guesses.
43.8%. Single season rebounds.
Single season rebounds. Is that Dorsey?
It is not. It is Larry Keenan.
Special K. Is it Special K?
501 rebounds in a season. Most free throws made in a career.
Most free throws made in a career.
That's Antonio Anderson, right?
No.
So 4 year. I'm looking for a 4-year guy. I would think. 4 years, most free throws made.
You've said his name already.
I've said his name. EP.
It is EP. Elliot Perry, 562 made free throws in his career. This one was. If somebody would have gotten this one, I would have been very impressed. Most points in a single season.
Most points in a single season. Okay. So the way you're saying that is it's not the obvious ones you would guess. It's not the obvious ones. I would say Kelly Wise.
It is not. It is
Okay.
DeJuan Wagner.
Oh, man. Wani.
762 points in his one season. Most ever in a season by a Tiger.
People forget just how good he was for the one season because the team was so bad. But he went, what did he go, like 7th overall to Cleveland? 6th or 7th in the draft.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly what it was, but. And I think, let's see, is that all the ones? Yeah, again, Chris Garner, career steals, David Vaughn, single season blocks were the two correct answers to folks. I think that's all the ones that I asked of my list here.
Yeah, good questions.
Questions.
People would know, Tiger fan. Obviously, we have unbelievable, knowledgeable Tiger fans. Look how well they did on the trivia. Maybe somebody would know this, and sometimes you can't really prove it. But I was thinking, because you brought up DeJuan Wagner, about package deals, right? So who was the first package deal? You know, you're trying to get that one really, really good player, but that second player has to come along. Because there's no question, and this guy's one of my favorites of all time, just a great dude, Arthur Barclay. That was a package deal with DeJuan Wagner. And if I'm not mistaken, didn't Barclay go on to become, I don't want to say mayor of Camden, but something up there in, maybe one of the assemblymen or something like that. I mean, I know he got into politics, but that I remember that being a package deal. But I've only been here since 95, and I don't know the history like some other people do. And Dylan would know, and he's coming up in a few moments, about what was considered the first real package deal. Again, you may not get confirmation on it, but when you got the one star and you brought in the other guy who was pretty good, but wasn't the star that the other guy was, but you needed both of them because they came together.
East Coast Wings and Grill. If you're not going to the game on Sunday, you want to go, a great place to go watch it. East Coast will be open and ready for Tiger fans to come on by Sunday morning for that. Of course, Grizzlies in action tomorrow night as well. Great time of year right now that we're getting into for college basketball, where you start getting college basketball all day long through the night, everything else when all the conference tournaments get going next week, and then those first few days of the NCAA tournament as well. And East Coast Wings and Grill is a great place to go watch all the action. So many TVs for you to watch it on, plus great food and drinks as well. 60 flavors of wings to choose from, 24 draft beers on tap. Beyond the wings, many other great things on the menu, including great burgers and flatbreads and great appetizers, other sandwiches. They've got all kinds of stuff to choose from on the menu at East Coast Wings and Grill. And Monday through Friday, 3:30 to 6, that's happy hour with 2-for-1 beers. You can take advantage of that as well. They are located just off Highway 64 between Lowe's and Walmart. It's on Kate Hyde Boulevard. Go by, check them out at the wonderful place, East Coast Wings and Grill.
Well, you may not have won the Tigers tickets for Sunday's game against Houston, but we have a great prize package that we'll be giving away in Hour 3 with 10 in a row. Still to come on the program, we'll talk Grizzlies after their loss to Boston last night. We will talk about the day Calvin Austin III had yesterday, the former Tiger star, at the NFL Combine in Indianapolis. But when we return, we continue talking Tigers after their win over the Bulls, and now getting set for one of the biggest games in years as the Tigers will play host to Houston on Sunday. Matt Dillon will join us next for the Tiger Basketball Report. This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Join the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin, for Wolo and Friends, presented by Homer Skelton Hyundai. Weekday mornings from 10 to 11 here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
You've heard of James Gaddis Jewelers, but have you heard what they've done lately? Everything. A tremendous selection of diamonds and jewels, gold, silver, and much more. Lots of watches, tons of custom-made jewelry, fine gemstones, bracelets, necklaces, so many choices. Romantics will love the one-of-a-kind estate and vintage jewelry. James Gaddis has experts to help you with wedding and engagement rings, plus 2 repair experts for fine watches and jewelry. Layaway and financing available. James Gaddis Jewelers at 4900 Poplar.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roof Services. If you need a new roof for your home or business, we hope to hear from you and will work hard to earn your business. We are experts and certified in residential and commercial roofing, siding, and gutter installation. I have been serving the Memphis area for over 20 years, and now with 2 of my sons working with me, we plan to be here for years to come. So if you need a roof, please give us a call. On a personal note, what a great time it is to be a Memphis sports fan. With the Grizzlies and the Redbirds and 901 FC, not to mention Tigers football and basketball, it's going to be a fun year. Thanks to Coach Silverfield and Coach Hardaway and their staffs for their dedication to the student and athletes, the University of Memphis, the City of Memphis, and us fans. Five Ash Roof Services, a proud partner of the Memphis Tigers and the official roofer of the Tigers home team. Five Ash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Five Ash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Hewlett & Dunn Boot and Clothing Company, we have it all. From handmade Amish leather belts, fine and casual clothing, boots, casual boots, work boots, fancy boots, and even safety-toed boots. Lots of cowboy hats to choose from, even Nebo lights, Orco hard coolers, good-looking duck head dress shirts, duck head caps, shorts, and pants. Tons of jeans from Ariat, Wrangler, Devil Dog, and Kimes Ranch jeans. At Hewlett & Dunn, we have a great selection of Old South t-shirts and caps, fine clothing from dress to casual to Sunday best. Enjoy choosing from UFO's orthopedic approved shoes. Hewlett & Dunn Boot and Clothing Company. Boots of every size, every color, every skin. Great quality Western, work, and safety toe boots. Hewlett & Dunn Boots and Clothing Company. 111 North Center Street, Collierville. Hewlett & Dunn. Hewlett & Dunn, serving you and your family since 1961.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
At Jason's Deli, when you're dining in or picking up curbside, you can expect wholesome food and no surprises, just delicious sandwiches, crisp salads, and quick quality meals made with the freshest ingredients and no artificial trans fats, MSG, high fructose corn syrup, or artificial colors and dyes. Around here, a lot of thought goes into what we put into our food and what we take out of it, because you're not just taking a bite, you're getting a taste of who we are. New items are constantly being created to expand our menu for all tastes and special diets with vegan and gluten-free options available. Convenience and on-time delivery you can count on. It's just a click away at jasonsdeli.com, so whether you need to feed 5 people or 5,000, the team at Jason's Deli, they have the credentials and the commitment to keep you satisfied. Freshness is nearby at Jason's Deli with locations at Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, Poplar and Highland, Germantown Road in Cordova, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch. Jason's Deli. It's wholesome food and no surprises.
Sports 56 traffic.
Like I said at the top of the hour, we have a lot of accidents this morning. The second half of the accidents, we're dealing with accident on Wells Avenue at Graham Street. That's Wells Avenue at Graham Street. Intersection is blocked there. Accident on Summer Avenue at East Parkway. That's Summer at East Parkway. And then I-40 East at Mill Branch Road. A right shoulder is blocked there. It's I-40 East at Mill Branch Road. Like still working accidents on Chulahoma at Night Arnold, Democrat Road at Airways, Elvis Presley at Brooks, accident on Shelby Drive at Mill Branch, and then accident on Rains Road at Opportunity Road. Keep it right here. This is your Sports 56 traffic update.
Now, back to Sports 56 Mornings. This hour is brought to you by James Gaddis Jewelers. Here once again are Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Matt Dillon will join us in just a moment for the Tiger Basketball Report as we welcome you back. We are about halfway through this Friday edition of Sports 56 Mornings. Greg Gaston, Eli Savoy, and Zach Boyd. Couple of headlines in case you missed it. The Major League Baseball officials and the Players Association representatives did meet again yesterday for 90 minutes, but they're unsure when they'll meet again. So not much came out of that sucker. But they did meet yesterday for 90 minutes.
Hard to believe that a 90-minute meeting didn't settle things.
Yeah, they probably had a break in between the 90 minutes. They went for like 20, had lunch.
Wonder if it included lunch or not, or if that was just everybody was on their own.
Yeah, how about their 3-hour lunch the other day?
Maybe it was a potluck. I don't know.
How about their 3-hour lunch the other day? Who gets a 3-hour lunch? A 3-hour tour maybe to Gilligan's Island, but a 3-hour lunch? Also, the NFL and the NFL Players Union have agreed to end COVID protocols. So jumping ahead kind of everything, even though we are trending towards that for the offseason, the OTAs. It's already official now with the National Football League ending all COVID protocols.
Which I would assume that all leagues will be there very shortly. I mean, at this point.
You know what's weird, Eli? It's now when I see somebody with a mask, that seems strange to me. Although it was so commonplace. Like today I drove to work, and as you said, now it's getting lighter, so it's kind of neat now to be able to drive to work with the sun rising and instead of just pure darkness, which had been the case for a while. But I saw some dude walking down the street, and he was walking with a mask on. I'm thinking to myself, why? First of all, why are you doing that? You're outside. Second of all, not as many masks are being worn, although some places still require that. And it wasn't a cold, like sometimes when it's cold, like the mask, it's like insulation. So not just from COVID, but from the wind that's whipping around. But in this case, it's a beautiful day. He was walking around with the mask on. So I think it's starting to me now to see people with masks starting to look a little strange.
We did get a number of text messages, by the way, when you were talking about the package deals.
Yes.
Like Keith Lee and Aaron Price was a package deal.
Keith Lee and Aaron Price, before my time. We're going to have the professor on here in just a second, so he probably can even go back further than that if there was any in the past. He is Matt Dillon, and it's time for the Tiger Basketball Report.
It's time to talk Tiger hoops. It's the Tiger Basketball Report with Tigers radio analyst Matt Dillon. The Tiger Basketball Report is brought to you by Central Barbecue, Ben's Winger Glass, the law offices of Stephen Leffler, Louis Deli and Meat Markets, East Memphis Ace Hardware, and Crab Kings. Now, here's Matt Dillon with Greg and Eli.
Back from Tampa, Florida, after what I would imagine was a long night, hopefully a quick trip home and no delays, as Matt Dillon joins us every Friday during the Tiger basketball season for the Tiger Basketball Report. Of course, Matt Dillon, Tigers basketball radio analyst and historian, and he will be headed to the Memphis Amateur Sports Hall of Fame coming up on Monday, March 21st. Matt joins us now on Sports 56 Mornings. How are you, Matt?
A little sleepy, fellas.
What time did you guys get back?
Late night, early morning.
What time did you guys get back?
We landed about 2:05, something like that, in the morning. And, of course, time you get off the airplane, unload everything, you get home about 3 a.m. So, long a day. Of course, you don't mind it, though. You get a W like they did last night. Everything kind of works out. But it was a sleepy airplane, not a lot said. Everybody get on there and zonked out.
It's amazing how those trips, even long trips, are much better when you're coming off a W, as you said, as opposed to a loss.
The scheduling amazes me that they would put an East Coast time zone game at 9. Like they have a 9 o'clock tip-off.
Right.
Like they have the SMU game. It's against Cincinnati, which is at SMU
Central
time zone.
Mm-hmm.
They do that one at 6 o'clock, and then the Eastern time zone game is at 8 o'clock Central. Like they're on the same network. All you do is flip-flop the two games. But no, that would seem too easy.
We discussed that numerous times last night. We couldn't understand it either. And the mad scientists, I guess, made this schedule out. It's just crazy. And again, you put it a 9 o'clock game in a place that they don't draw many people. Boy, it's real puzzling.
I don't understand scheduling some of these things that they do.
Matt, before we talk about the game and discuss obviously Sunday's huge game, we were talking earlier because Dajuan Wagner's name had come up, and I said that's the one package deal that I remember since I've been in Memphis. When he came to Memphis with Arthur Barkley. They were the best of friends. And so I brought the question up to our listeners, and it was, what's Price's first name? They said Keith Lee and
Aaron.
And Aaron
Price.
Yeah. What other package deals do you recall in your long storied history covering the Memphis Tigers? You know, it's usually not confirmed by the school, right? They're not going to say anything like that. But we know that they're a package deal. Who else, if any, comes to mind?
Oh yeah, there's some more players, and a lot of Memphis guys, and basically were package deals too. You go back and think about Josh's group there, Joe Jackson, Crawford, and all those guys. They all came together basically. That's how you package it together.
Yeah, but they weren't. But that's not. I'm talking about like Crawford was good enough to come on his own. Jackson was good enough to come on his own. They decided to all come together because they were friends. I'm talking about when a guy comes and he brings along a guy who probably would not have been recruited. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, Aaron Price wasn't a bad player, actually. I mean, when you look at it, he wasn't a great player, but, he was a good player, good enough player to play. But, that stuff goes on a bunch about different guys. Back in the, the 60s, the Wilfongs, they kind of – they had some players down here together. Missouri had a pipeline down there. They brought guys all the time down here. You look at the 50s and 60s, for Tiger basketball, man, the Boot Hill in Missouri gave them a lot of players. There's some guys from East Tennessee. They got a couple there. West Tennessee had some people. Selmer area, they had guys came. Some brothers came, from Union City. There's a bunch of things going on like that. The school's not going to say anything about it, but, they take care of the situations where you, maybe you need a little help here or a grade there or whatever. It just goes on, and guys kind of want to play together. Really, a lot of times, I think that's the big thing. You have to see. Hey, you'll hear it all around recruiting now too. Like, oh yeah, I want to play with this guy or that guy or him or whatever. And there's been a lot, but Lee and Price were, I guess, were the most famous one, I guess you could say, because of the notoriety of what happened. And there's been some that have been done when you think about it through the years, but. I think it's changed so much now because players, I don't think you'll see it. You may see it once or, in a blue moon here now because players are so, handled by other people right now. They direct where they're going so much. And I think, it used to be where you go in, you get a guy that, if his cousin was there or, somebody was close to him, he knew, hey, I'm going to come, you do this. That went on a lot, Greg, but now you don't see it as much, and I know some people talk about, of course, Wagner, coming.
That was the obvious one. That was so obvious. Yes. He's a top player. Barkley was a good player at Camden with him. They were best friends, so I'm sure that was part of it. Dajuan said, "Yeah, I want to come and play, but Barkley has to come." And Barkley had the bad back, and he was a great guy. I really liked Barkley, but that was a package deal. Jarvo just hits me up here. Let me ask you this one, Jarvis. Texts and says, was Alvin Wright a package deal with John Gunn? Wright was a great player in his own right, starter at point guard his whole career, despite being only about 5'8". Was that a package deal?
Well, I guess you could call it that, but he was a good player in his own right. That's the thing. You had to determine how good the guy is.
Right.
I mean, Alvin Wright was a heck of a player. You're talking about a great assist guy. Man, he could.
But was he a great player coming in? Was he a great player coming in? That's the whole point, is when you get him, when you recruit him.
Oh, yeah, Alvin Wright was a good player.
Okay, so
Absolutely.
Maybe not then. Yeah, maybe it doesn't fall in that category.
But you still can call it a package deal. The same high schools and stuff. That happens a lot, too. And now you're talking about Wagner, his son is a highly recruited player.
Yes.
There's another player up in Camden that a lot of people is a big guy they're looking at. It's a 4-star guy that plays with him. So that could be another Wagner package for somebody in the future.
Matt, Sunday's game against Houston, how big is this one compared to some of the others you think in the Penny Hardaway era, especially, I guess, among home games especially?
Well, it really is big. For one thing, you want to get this one because you want it in your pocket and then go to the tournament and hopefully at least get one game and go on. But this is the one at home you'd really like to have. That'd be a very impressive win, and it's going to be a crazy atmosphere down there on Sunday morning. It's, again, a strange time, Eli, 11 a.m. in the morning, so people will hopefully show up. I think it's going real well from what I understand. But this is a big one. Yeah, this is going to prove when you beat Houston twice in the regular season, that has to be an impressive thing for the committee to look at when they get in that room and decide who's going where. But the big thing about all this now, and not necessarily just Houston, the way this thing's going to finish, the second or third, it really doesn't make any difference except for bragging rights, I suppose, at the time you play. But now the Oresco fiasco of another year has an effect because not everybody's playing the amount of games. And some of those games, January 23rd was SMU lost a game, home game against Wichita, and that game was not made up. So it's going to be had an effect, on the standings and everything. And unfortunately, it seems like a scenario last year. Again, the Wichita State thing last year. They didn't play a lot of games. They won the regular season and went to the tournament last year. So it's kind of rearing its ugly head again. And for seeding purposes, it changes around who you're going to play. So it has an effect on which way it's going right now. But clearly, Houston is the team everybody's looking at. Personally, they're not as good as they were last year, and I'm not knocking Houston. They lost a tremendous amount of talent from that team. A lot of players, either elected not to come back or couldn't come back or went somewhere else. So they've lost, you look at the count, Eli, there's about 7 guys that they lost off that team in a period of 2 years. That's a tremendous amount of talent, but they got it back again. And, of course, the injuries hurt them as well, but that Houston game is going to be crazy. And, Houston's coming off a stretch. They've had basically 4 games in about a week.
Yeah, four games in 8 days. But they crushed Temple last night, so it doesn't look like they're slowing down coming into Memphis.
But you wonder about those legs, I guess, Greg, because they weren't pushed, though, so it shouldn't be that bad on them. Last night, man, they just absolutely annihilated. Temple had 5 field goals in the second half. In that game. They had some guys that, really were playing pretty well, and things started going bad, and it steamrolled and went downhill quickly on them.
Well, they beat Cincinnati by 18 on Tuesday. They beat SMU by 14 as well last Sunday. So, all these games have been easy wins, so it's not like they've had to play guys a whole bunch of minutes.
Exactly. They'll be ready.
That's exactly right. Yeah, and it wasn't 1 or 2 point game. Sure.
Exactly. Matt, just real quick on the point you were making about, and it was a good point about Mike Oresco and second year in a row, but Memphis, straighten me out if I'm wrong here, Memphis win or lose, they're pretty set, right? Where it would end up being where if Memphis is going to win the conference tournament, they're going to have to beat, if it goes chalk, they would have to play SMU, right? In one way or the other, it would be SMU in the semis, and then Houston would be in the final, right? That can't change, can it?
Right. That's the way it's going to be.
Okay.
Yeah, they're in that bracket. Yeah, absolutely. And, when you think about that, beating a team, 3 times in 1 year, if you're SMU, that's not an easy task,
right?
At all. And they're a team. It's a funny team. I think they're a peculiar matchup for the Tigers, the way they play, especially with Davis when he plays the way he's playing really good basketball right now. And I think they're a strange matchup because they're smaller and they're quicker and they're able to shoot. So we'll see if they can do that. Now that deal that they had down at Moody Coliseum, they completely took the Tigers out of the game in the second half. And that was one stretch that really surprised me because they used their quickness to turn the ball over, and the Tigers made some live ball turnovers. And That's what they kind of feast on. They try to do that to you. And Davis goes to the foul line. It seems like 90 times a game. He can draw fouls. Great free throw shooter. But it should be an interesting matchup. And again, you get a little more rest time. That's basically the only difference.
The difference ends up being 2 or 3, which basically determines your first round. Your quarterfinal matchup is affected by it, but they both should be able to win whatever that matchup is, and then that is just jersey color for the game between the two of them. But if SMU were to lose to Tulane and the Tigers won, then the Tigers would be 13-5. And the SMU would only be 12-5, so the Tigers would actually get the second seed, even though they've lost to SMU twice and have the same number of losses.
Boy, that makes you upset if you're a coach. I
don't understand why they didn't make the game
twice.
Up. I don't understand why. It was in January. It wasn't like it was last week. You had plenty. Houston's playing 4 games.
That's what Matt was alluding to.
Houston's playing 4 games this week. Like, you had plenty of time to make that game up.
Yeah, and Mike Aresco basically said, here, you as coaches, you decide to do it. Instead of putting his foot down as far as the conference commissioner and dictating what should be done and these games should be made up. So that's an issue. And we like Mike. He's a friend of the show. But I think that's what you were alluding to earlier, Matt. He just hasn't put his foot down when it comes to basketball.
He's too busy coming up with new P6 signs.
New slogans and things. All right, so Matt, obviously last night, you were down there calling the game. To me, watching it on television, I thought, look, the Tigers were fine, but I thought defensively, a little lackadaisical, didn't always get back on defense. I certainly think that they were overlooking them, not to a fault where obviously they would lose and it would crush them, but I think they were overlooking them a little bit. They weren't as locked down defensively. I think they certainly had one eye on Houston.
Oh, they did. There's no question about it. But some positive things I thought happened last night. The finish is something you didn't want to see. They allowed some threes to a team that really doesn't shoot them very well at all.
Right.
But one real positive thing, he only turned the ball over 6 times, which I think is tremendous. He got to the free throw line a bunch, 22 of 32. A lot of course, they had to foul at the end, South Florida. But they went there and they hit enough free throws to win. But I think defensively is the thing that bothers you a little bit, not closing them out. And the one thing that they couldn't allow was threes at the end. That's exactly what USF was able to do. They did get out rebounded by a team that's not a great rebounding team. And, I think they found out last night you got to play the entire 40 minutes. I mean, I don't care if it's the last place team or not. I know it's a cliche and we always say that, but USF, I got to give them a little bit of credit. They fought to the very end. That team could have folded the tent. They really did. And, you don't know, the emotions of a team that's that bad during the year. They think it's going to roll over. They could have rolled over a couple of times in that game, didn't do it. But the Tigers were able to have a very balanced lineup scoring last night. They moved the ball. I had a great number of assists compared to turnovers. They had 16 assists on 24 made field goals, which is a great percentage. The thing kind of bothered me a little bit last night was Landers Nolly. And maybe his knee might have been bothering him a little bit. He looked a little bit out of sync last night. They're going to really need him when they play Houston because he's a guy that does so many things for them offensively. And you can tell when he's in this stretch now where he's playing right now offensively, he makes a tremendous amount of difference in this team. So it's going to be a situation where you're going to need every point you can get against Houston. I say the Cougars, are a little shorthanded, but that Kelvin Sampson is going to have them ready to play. He's like a taskmaster or a drill sergeant, man. He really gets guys prepared mentally to play. And this is a great series for the league, and I think it's going to be a classic game on Sunday.
Look, the atmosphere has been pretty good with Alabama in town. Wichita State wasn't bad last weekend, but there's going to be nothing like Sunday. So hopefully it'll be a sellout. I know they're closing in on it. There's still some seats available, but I think it's going to be a great atmosphere. Eli, do you have a last thing for Matt?
No.
We're good? All right, Matt, listen, we'll let you go. Get some sleep, my friend, and we'll see you out there on Sunday.
Oh, it should be exciting, guys. This is a big weekend for Tiger basketball, and actually the next 2 weeks are going to be very exciting. Then tournament time is here, one of my favorite times of the year.
Long time in the making. Thank you, Matt. He's Matt Dillon. He is the Tigers basketball radio analyst, historian. We like to call him the professor. We always appreciate Matt joining us on Fridays during the Tiger basketball season. We also
Tiger Basketball Report brought to you by Ben Swinger Glass, Louis Deli and Meat Market, the law offices of Stephen Leffler, Crab Kings, and Central Barbecue.
All right, we haven't even talked yet about the Grizzlies. We've been so busy. We're going to do that. We'll continue that into hour number 3 as well. We'll talk about the NFL Combine, and we'll have 10 in a row in our final segment today. Give you a chance to win a terrific prize package on this beautiful Friday. This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Get in the game, Mid-South. Coach Colin
and Coach Hunter here from DeSoto Auto Sales.
We're maniacs for all this madness.
But if we're going to catch all these games, we need your help.
So we cooked up a 3-point plan to help you
rebound from your old ride. 1.
Pick any nicer, newer car on the lot.
2.
Pass us your old ride.
3.
We'll come in with the assist.
And give you up to $3,000 more than Kelley Blue Book value.
Based on the price of the car you pick.
So if your old rod makes you feel second string,
it's time for a rebound.
Because you could get up to $3,000 more than it's worth.
Worried about fouls on your credit report?
Our For the People credit approval process is a slam dunk.
But hurry.
This deal's done at the buzzer.
I'm Colin.
And I'm Hunter, and we're your dealers.
For the people. See all the cars at DeSotoAutoSales.com.
That's DeSotoAutoSales.com.
Credit requires bank approval. Vehicle purchase price determines actual trade allowance. Negative equity may be refinanced. Kelley Blue Book is a registered trademark of the Kelley Blue Book Company Incorporated, which is not affiliated with DeSoto Auto Sales. Offer absolutely ends March 31st, 2022.
So you're finally going back to work in your actual office in actual downtown Memphis. That means it's time to get back in the habit of making yourself happy by going to Happy Hour. And there's no better happy hour downtown than at 117 Prime. The executive happy hour at 117 Prime has it all. From $5 glasses of house wines to $5 craft cocktails, $3 domestics and local beers, paired with the best oyster bar anywhere in town and the happy hour specials from the best chefs in town. And you've got the recipe for the perfect happy hour. And the only place for the perfect happy hour every weekday is 117 Prime.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Yes, it's still winter. Yes, it's still cold outside. But Family Leisure wants you to start thinking towards spring and maybe even summer. So Family Leisure's pool and patio sale is happening right now. Come to Family Leisure to get started on your outdoor living space. Yes, I know it's cold and dreary outside, but this is the perfect time to think ahead. Pools are in stock and ready to go. Brand new 2022 patio furniture is hitting the floor each and every day. In-stock hot tubs are ready for delivery. You can get fantastic deals on play gyms, trampolines, grills, and outdoor kitchens. I know you are already looking forward to spring and summer, and so does Family Leisure. But if you sit on the couch too long, the best deals will be gone. So don't wait until it's too late. Stop thinking about spring and summer. Start planning for it. The pool and patio sale is in season right now. Family Leisure, 2120 Whitten Road. That's Whitten at I-40, where family and fun all come together.
If you want to make money in sales, Flynn Broadcasting wants you. If you can sell, Flynn Broadcasting has a great career waiting for you. If you can sell, we have great benefits, salary, commission, sales leads, and a great place to work. If you can sell, let us know today. Send your resume to jobs@flynn.com. Can everyone sell? No. But if you can, Flynn Broadcasting wants you. Apply today at jobs@flynn.com. Start your great career today at jobs@flynn.com. Flynn Broadcasting wants you.
Now, back to Sports 56 Mornings. This hour is brought to you by James Gaddis Jewelers. Here once again are Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Jerry Palm updates his bracketology every day now, and he did update this morning. Memphis still last 4 in, They're the first of the last 4 in. The only difference is he has Memphis playing Florida now in Dayton as opposed to Michigan. In fact, Michigan is dropped down to first 4 out. He has Memphis followed by Florida, Virginia Commonwealth, and Wake Forest. Obviously, Florida and Wake Forest in the conferences they play in have more chances to pick up bigger wins, although Wake in the ACC, it would have to be, playing Duke in the conference tournament because there's really not any other quality teams, to be honest with you. North Carolina is first 4 out. There's not much after that. Of course, the SEC has a lot of talented teams, and Florida will get their opportunities. But Memphis has Houston. VCU will not have another opportunity to beat a really good team to help with their cause. First 4 out, as I mentioned, Carolina, Michigan, Rutgers, and Indiana. And his number ones, Gonzaga, Baylor, Auburn, and Arizona. And that's quite the statement about Gonzaga and Baylor, Eli, after playing last year in the championship game, to both be right now sitting, at least in Jerry's bracketology, as possible number 1 seeds, and in fact, probable number 1 seeds.
Yep, those two coaches got it rolling right now. You mentioned Duke and North Carolina, and Ryan, who's a big Duke fan, texted in earlier, says, as much as I don't want to see Coach K hang it up, I'm looking forward to tomorrow to see all the excitement with the day. Go to hell, Carolina. Let's go, Duke. Yeah, it's gonna be a crazy day at Cameron tomorrow with Coach K's final game, and it's against North Carolina, which is crazy to begin with all the time anyway. They're talking about tickets are going for like $5,000 to get in. It's going to be something, and I'm not a huge fan of Coach K, but you cannot deny what the guy has done, the career he has put together, and what he has meant to college basketball. So him having his final game at Cameron Indoor Stadium is a special day.
And as you said, it's only fitting that it's North Carolina as the opponent. There will be many, many, many former Duke players that played under Coach K that will be there at the game. NFL Combine continues in Indianapolis. Yesterday, the wide receivers had a chance to showcase their goods. And Calvin Austin III, as we mentioned earlier, ran a 4.32 40-yard dash, elected not to run his second time. UT's Velus Jones also had a 4.32 on his second attempt. Now, I'm not sure if they adjusted that. They're always adjusting the times, but Austin's is official at 4.32. Chris Olave, Ohio State, 4.26, but then they changed it to an official 4.39 with his 40-yard dash. Dontario Drummond, I know, had a 4.61. Not sure if that's the one of record. He also had a vertical leap of 34 and 9 16 inches. Calvin Austin, with his vertical, 39 inches, and his broad jump, 11 feet 3 inches. In other words, Calvin Austin killed it. He crushed it.
Yeah, the broad jump, I remember it was one of the best in, I can't remember how many years or whatever, although I don't really understand what a broad jump tells you about a football player, but nonetheless, they like to use it and they judge people by it. So that's good on him for turning in an impressive performance. Certainly, no surprise that he's very fast. We all knew that, and how many guys? It was 9 receivers under 4.4.
Yeah,
that's fast.
It was a huge day for the receivers in this class of receivers. Also, from everything I've read, Dylan Parham, his stock continues to rise. The former Tiger offensive lineman. So the two guys representing the University of Memphis at the Combine are crushing it. And who knows? Calvin Austin, I don't believe he'll sneak into the first round. You never know, but I think there's a good chance he could be a second-round pick when it was originally projected before the Senior Bowl that this guy was probably a fourth-round pick, maybe a fifth-rounder. Dylan Parham, I think, was projected in the late rounds, maybe even 7th, 6th at the highest. He's moved up as well. And then you had the old quarterback situation, Eli. Hands, they're talking hands.
It's hand size season, baby. I love hand size season. It's right up there with watch list season on my favorite seasons.
Oh, I know you love the hand size. Kenny Pickett, the Pitt
Tiny
quarterback.
Hands. They call him Tiny Hands Pickett.
Tiny Hands Pickett.
It's tough to pick it when you got hands that small.
It was tough to lead Pickett's charge, man, with the small hands. 8.5 inches. The average is 9 7/10 inches. And his hands smaller than any quarterback currently in the National Football League. For what it's worth, Kenny, small hands Pickett.
Old Nubs Pickett.
And then you had the Cincinnati quarterback. Why is his name escaping me here? Help me. Desmond Ridder.
Yep.
Desmond Ridder, who had a great 40. I mean, he was faster than Marcus Mariota. Some other guys you would think are blazers. Desmond Ridder, again, the 40-yard dash, it's important. But how many, like you said, the broad jump. Just show me what you can do on a football field. Throwing the ball, making the right reads.
Well, I care a lot more. I know for a fact that guys do run on a football field. I don't know how many times they broad jump on a football field.
Yeah. Normally they don't run a beeline, straight line. Usually it's a little bit of zigging and a little bit of zagging. But it is what it is. That's the combine. We kind of poke fun at it every year. But it is very, very important to these players. And congratulations once again to Calvin and to Dylan Parham. Continue for their stock to continue to rise the way it has. Pinnacle Roofing and Restoration for all your roofing and home repair needs. Call Brandon McCullough at 901-438-5084 or go online to newroofmemphis.com. They offer financing, many different plans and options to suit your budget because you got to get the roof fixed. 6, 12, 18 months, same as cash option, whatever it takes. They'll work with your insurance company. They'll work out of pocket. Remember, your insurance company can't tell you what company you have to use. That is your decision and your decision only. Pinnacle is part of the Roofs for Troops program. Any veteran, active, or retired, get a $250 rebate on the purchase of a new roof. They do residential and commercial roofing. So all you business owners and property managers, as well as homeowners, if you have a leak or any problem with the roof, call Brandon today. Don't wait. They'll do a free roof inspection. They'll come out and do a free roof inspection. They're licensed, bonded, and insured, and a member of the Better Business Bureau. So if you purchase a roof, you get a 5-year labor warranty. All their work is satisfaction guaranteed. They can do a lot of work around the home, carpentry work. They can paint, exterior painting. They don't do the inside painting. They can replace gutters, put up fencing, siding, rotten wood repair. In fact, Brandon is a certified shingle installer, so if you need the shingles installed, they'll take care of it for you. If you can do it yourself, great. If not, call the experts at Pinnacle Roofing and Restoration. Quality work at a very good price. Pinnacle Roofing and Restoration, locally owned and operated for all your roofing and home repair needs. Call my buddy Brandon. Tell him you heard it here on Sports 56 Mornings, 901-438-5084 or online at newroofmemphis.com. When we come back, the Grizzlies losing Boston last night. Blip on the radar? Or with the Boston defense, is that something to be concerned about when postseason time comes around? This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
The global shortage on chicken is finally over, but there are still places that will tell you that it is hard to find, except for our good friends at Poultry Power. Poultry Power is currently delivering chicken in bulk to your home or business at prices lower than your local grocer or food distributor. Having a cookout or catering event? Tired of being told no by other food companies when you need chicken for your restaurant? Poultry Power can save the day. Visit www.poultrypower.org to place your order now. And remember, when others tell you no, Poultry Power has the power to tell you yes.
Bartlett Small Engine has been serving quality power equipment since 1970. They have a full line of power equipment, parts, and services for most makes and models. Bartlett Small Engines has the best brands in the power tool industry: Honda mowers, trimmers, and generators, Steel blowers, trimmers, and chainsaws, Echo trimmers, blowers, and chainsaws, plus quality products from Red Mat and Shindawa. And they're all American made. Bartlett Small Engine is your can-do store. 6780 Summer Avenue. Call 901-386-9779.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
If you have damage to your home and have your insurance carrier involved, you need a great contractor. You also need a team that has seen claims of all shapes and sizes, residential or commercial. After our inspection, we'll share our findings and give you our professional opinion. Some people say you get what you pay for. However, our opinion is free. Trust the name you can depend on, like the tens of thousands of families Brian and I have served over the past 20 years here in the Mid-South. Brian Elder Roofing. We'll measure your roof from outer space and share our team's experience for your property and claim. Repaired roofs, replacement roofs, big roofs, tiny roofs, insurance roofs, flat roofs, TPO roofs, asphalt roofs, tile roofs, slate roofs, metal roofs. If your roof needs some love, call me. 901-867-0303 for Brian Elder Roofing and Contracting.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Mount Moriah Auto Sales. What sets them apart? Great selection, quality, high-end to low-end cars, and low mileage. Mount Moriah Auto Sales is under new management. Ask for Emmett or Steven. Check out their great selection of cars or trucks. Choose from Dodges, Jeeps, Fords, GMCs, Infinitis, Porsches, Range Rovers, Lexus, Mercedes, BMWs, even Bentleys. Mount Moriah Auto Sales also has a great service department with 12 bays for everything from oil changes to alignment to new tires. Go to MountMoriahAutoSales.com. Pick out your like new car or truck today. Mount Moriah Auto Sales, right on the corner and right on the price.
Let me tell you about the coolest place you got to go check out. It is the Old Dominick Distillery, located right in the heart of downtown. Old Dominick offers full distillery tours, curated tastings, and craft cocktails. So whether you're stopping in for a refreshing drink while you're exploring downtown Memphis, or maybe you're finishing up a night out in style, the bar at Old Dominick Distillery offers up carefully crafted cocktails to suit everybody's taste in an elevated yet relaxed atmosphere. Pull up a stool at the bar and join Old Dominick mixologists for a cocktail made entirely with spirits produced under the watchful eye of master distiller Alex Castle. So whether you fancy an old-fashioned or maybe you want to try a flight of Old Dominick products, the expert mixologists at Old Dominick, they're ready to serve you. Visit OldDominick.com for bar hours, or maybe you want a 45-minute tour. Any way you look at it, you'll love Old Dominick.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis and W253DF Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Sports 56 traffic.
We still working accidents on Democrat Road at Airways Boulevard. It's Democrat at Airways. Also, accident on Chula-Homer Road at Knight Arnold Road. Accident on Wells Avenue at Graham Street. That accident has blocked off the intersection there. That's Wells at Graham Street. And then we have a new accident on Poplar Avenue at Ridgeway Road. That's Poplar at Ridgeway. Keep it right here. This is your Sports 56 traffic update.
Now, back to Sports 56 Mornings. This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Here once again are Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Welcome back. Final hour for us this week. Sports 56 Mornings, the Friday, March 4th, 2022 edition. Greg Gaston, Eli Savoy, and Zach Boyd. Got 10 in a row coming up a little bit later on in the hour. The game show that has swept the nation. Going to talk some Grizzlies here in just a moment. 58 degrees with the high temperature expected to close in on 80 once again. Mostly sunny skies. Some clouds will roll in, but no precip today on a beautiful Friday here in Memphis and the Mid-South. One final thing on the Combine and Calvin Austin III's performance yesterday. Here's how it finished. He was top 3 amongst wide receivers. In the 40-yard dash, he was 3rd. In the broad jump, he was 2nd. In the vertical jump, he was 3rd. In the short shuttle, he was 1st. And then he does the thing where you have to put the plates and the glasses on like the waiters do, and you got to walk down for 50 yards. He was 1st in that. And then hopscotch, he finished 2nd in hopscotch, which was pretty good. He was 3rd in pinochle. They do a lot of crazy things there at the Combine. So a couple things with the Grizzlies. Number one, I saw this tweet earlier from Bill Simmons. Well, it was tweeted by Legion Hoops, but Bill Simmons was the first. He said the NBA is considering Seattle and Las Vegas as potential destinations for future expansion teams. No surprise there. but it was liked by Ja Morant. Dun, 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 dun. Let the controversy begin. The future team for Ja Morant could be Seattle or could be Las Vegas because he liked that tweet. And last night, we found out that Colin Cowherd apparently is his kryptonite, although Ja did end up scoring 38 freaking points. The problem is the Grizzlies just didn't look good. They lose 120 to 107 to the Celtics. The Celtics stymied them from really doing what they normally do, dominate in the paint. And the Grizzlies fall to 43-21 despite Morant's 38. Morant hit 4 of 12 from 3. That's got to be the most threes he's ever taken in a game with the Grizzlies. Would you agree with that?
I would assume it probably is, yeah. I don't know that for sure, but I would assume it probably is.
And that's what teams will do with the Grizzlies is they're going to get physical. They're going to force them to make shots from the outside. That's why a Dylan Brooks coming back and getting back into the swing of things will be extremely pivotal. But I'm not sure that the Celtics actually came up with the blueprint. I think people know how to defend. It's just some can't defend Ja Morant and the Grizzlies. But the Celtics is one that certainly can, Eli. And Jason Tatum doing what he did offensively, the team cracking down defensively, and the Grizzlies just not good enough last night.
Yeah, I mean, the first half was a disaster shooting the basketball. I mean, when Ja and Desmond Bane combined to go 4 of 21 and 0 for 8 from three-point range, that's hard to overcome. I mean, the Celtics were – they were just content letting Ja Morant shoot threes. If he was going to do it, they were going to let it happen. They were coming in. I mean, they weren't even when it looked like he was ready to shoot a three, they weren't even jumping at him for the most part. It was, we are absolutely fine with you shooting threes. And he did hit some later on in the game, but I think teams will take Ja Morant shooting 12 threes. Like if you could keep him out of the lane. Now the Grizzlies in that second half were able to get out more, run a little bit more. He was able to get into the lane and do his things. But that first half was they kind of played right into the hands of what the Celtics wanted them to do. And Charles Barkley talked about at halftime that maybe Ja was shooting too much and early in games, maybe especially if you don't have it going, should look at trying to get other guys involved, stuff like that. But again, I mean, Desmond Bane wasn't making any shots either. Really wasn't anybody other than Jaren Jackson Jr. in that first half making some shots. So I get what he was saying, but it was just that first half was just, I mean, nobody could make a shot for the most part.
You're right. And then you look at the final totals for the Bane and Morant and Jackson, the big three. The numbers don't look too bad when it's all said and done. But you're right. They already did all the damage in the first half, the way the Celtics defended and the struggles with the Grizzlies shooting the ball. Ja ends up, as I mentioned, with 38, and he goes 13 of 29. Desmond Bane ends up with 5 of 10 from 3 for 17. Jackson goes for 20, hits 9 of 18 from the field. He gets 7 rebounds. What they didn't have was production from the bench. You didn't have the big game from Tyus Jones, the big game from Brandon Clark that you expect. But this is a Celtics team that I like a lot, although right now, I don't know if they would be picked in the top 3. They probably wouldn't to win the East. Probably more like 4 or 5. And they did so without Jaylen Brown, who's out with the ankle injury. But they couldn't stop Tatum. Tatum's has 37 points, and when the Grizz make a little bit of a run, he comes back and makes a big shot.
Yeah, I mean, Jason Tatum is just he's really, really good. He was really good last night. Still, I mean, I kind of blew me away when they said it was his 24th birthday. Like, my God, that guy's only 24 still. Like, that is crazy. Feels like he's been in the league for 10 years, and he's 24 years old. If they're going to get, if that Al Horford, who's 54, I think. No, I think he's, 35 or whatever. If that Al Horford's going to show up, that team's hard to beat. They're going to get 21 and 15 out of Al Horford and 4 for 8 from three-point range. That team's really hard to beat.
You never get that out of this Al Horford. That's why I was surprised how dominant he was in this game. He doesn't put those kind of numbers up. I mean, not even close.
Like 10 and 7.
Right,
but
not even
obviously
close.
There's a lot of extra shots available when Jaylen Brown's not there, and then Nesmith goes out with the injury, so they're looking for guys. Grant Williams came off the bench, and he knocked down shots. Derek White looked good.
Pritchard's been helping the team.
They've got Marcus Smart's really good, a good defender. He was making shots, too, and if he's making shots, that makes him more difficult. I mean, this is a team that has a lot of pieces, a whole bunch of pieces. And the last, 3-4 weeks, they have started to put things together. And, I don't know if there was any kind of adjustment to the new head coach, all of that stuff, but they do look really, really good right now. And if you've got Tatum and Brown, that's a pretty darn good combination to start with.
I like them. I like the Celtics a lot. But again, when you look at the Eastern Conference, which is the playoffs are going to be really, really fun. You have Philadelphia now with Harden. They look terrific. Miami is certainly a strong contender. Milwaukee, the defending champions with Giannis, with everybody back. As we just talked about Boston. There's the improvement with Cleveland and Chicago, although I don't think anybody expects them to come out of the East. And then there's Brooklyn. They're the wild card. Kevin Durant returned last night, went for 31. They lost, right? Kyrie's back for road games, but soon he'll be back for home games. And then Ben Simmons, when he's ready to go, how they'll integrate him into the system. But they are the wild card right now with Brooklyn's talent. If that clicks, they'll be tough to beat. Toronto can still make some noise. So the East is going to be a lot of fun. But do you think last night's deal with the Grizzlies is they just ran into a really good defensive team? It's on the road, blip on the radar. Or is that the blueprint that other teams are looking at in the Western Conference? Look, this is how we defend because Ja Morant he's improved as a three-point shooter, but it's not like we're looking at J.J. Redick or Jamal Crawford out there.
Well, there's no doubt. I mean, that teams are going to start doing they're especially early in games. They're going to say, "All right, make some threes," and we're going to do whatever we can to keep you out of the lane. The guy leads the league in paint scoring. They're not going to. If anything you could do to try and take some of that away, and early in the game he wasn't hitting threes. So if a team sees that, they're going to certainly say, "All right, please keep shooting those." And that will be adjustments that he has to make. The Grizzlies have to make. Again, they are by no means a great half-court offense team. They need to be outrunning. That is where they are much more effective. That's why rebounding and everything else is so important for them to get out and run.
Right.
They gave up a lot of offensive rebounds last night. 15 offensive rebounds. They had 17 offensive rebounds. They have to be able to rebound. And get out, run, because in the half court, they are not a great half court offense.
What adjustments can you make other than getting Dillon Brooks back gives you a weapon out there on the perimeter? Bane has turned into a really good three-point shooter. He's very inconsistent, though, of late. But if you get Brooks out there and he's close to or at 100%, that's another option that teams certainly got to be leery of. But other than that, you can't change your stripes. You are who you are. And if the Grizzlies can't get to the hole, and Ja can't get to the hole specifically against one of these matchups in the West, depending on who it is, you can get knocked out real early in the postseason. So I don't know what Taylor Jenkins and the staff can come up with to possibly counter that. Let's go to the AutoZone listener line. You can call in or text in 901-360-8255. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Mario has joined the show. Hi, Mario. How are you?
Hey, Eli.
What's up, man?
How are you?
Man, I'm doing good. I want to talk about the game last night.
Sure.
First of all, even in a loss, it just tells me how good the Grizzlies are. The Grizzlies played horribly last night, and they were still in the game. They still had a chance to win the game. And they don't have a blueprint that wasn't a blueprint for Ja. All it was is they had Jason Tatum, and we couldn't contain him. If we'd had Dillon Brooks, I'm not saying he would have stopped him, but he would have made life a lot more harder on Jason Tatum because I don't think he missed him like about 2 shots. It seemed like that dude hit everything last night. So I think the Grizzlies will be okay. And like I said, they played horribly, and they still were in the game. So when Dillon Brooks comes back, that'll cure a lot of things.
Well, Mario, let me add this. They were without Jaylen Brown. He's one of the better players in the league, too. So they were also missing a major cog in their lineup.
Yeah, it was just one of them games. The Celtics made shots. I mean, everybody was making shots. Grant Williams, when did he start hitting threes? It was just one of them games. The Celtics made shots, the Grizzlies didn't. But I'm not concerned, though. I'm just even more encouraged,
Gotcha.
Looking forward to the rest of the season.
Thanks, Mario. Appreciate it. Have a great
All right.
weekend. Yeah, and now the Grizzlies go on that, 7-8 game cream puff tour where they got some teams that they should just beat up on before they end the season, the regular season, with about 6 or 7 tough opponents, which I think is great. I think to have those tough opponents there at the end of your regular season will help as you get ready for the postseason.
Yeah, I mean, this is a chance. And the good thing, they got help last night from Dallas beating Golden State, so you're still only a half game out of the 2 spot.
Right.
And a chance to rack up a bunch of wins here and very much could put yourself in that 2 spot as Golden State struggles a little bit right now. So I losing at Boston that's a place they've lost a lot. Like, it's not an easy place to go play.
No.
It's not an easy place to go win. But there is things, I mean, and it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure this out. Teams are going to start saying, like, if Ja's willing to take 12 threes in a game, they're going to let Ja take 12 threes in a game. Like, they understand what you've got. It's a pick your poison thing, and they're going to much rather see him shooting threes than getting in the lane and doing the things he does in the lane.
Well, instead of me saying, that's too many threes, Charles Barkley in his comments, what did you think of what Charles said?
Well, again, I understand his point because he wasn't making any shots in that first half, and you could say that. Listen, and that was one of the things like Jordan would do a lot. First half, he would kind of be more getting other guys involved, trying to get guys going, and then when it's time to take over the game, you take over the game. And many superstars could look at it that way. But and so maybe Ja took maybe a few too many in the first half, and maybe 5. When you're 0 for 5 from 3, maybe that's too many threes in the first half. 14 shots in the first half. But I didn't necessarily have that big a problem with the way he played in the first half. The problem was, again, I mean, if it'd be different if Desmond Bane was making shots and Ja's taking them. You go, well, maybe you should be looking to get Desmond more shots. But Desmond Bane was 1 for 7 in the first half. Like, he couldn't make a shot. Like, there wasn't many other options of guys making shots in that first half.
Yeah, it's the supplementary players. If they do what they're supposed to do, it's going to make life a lot easier for the Grizzlies and for Ja specifically. Because, again, Ja, who had a really bad first half, as did the team, still ends up with 38 points, still hits 33% of his threes, 4 of 12, still goes 8 of 8 at the free throw line, gets 7 assists and 4 rebounds. But he is carrying that team on his shoulders. Will his shoulders ever just start to give out because of the weight that he's carrying? And, again, the Brooks integration into the team should really help the team, as Mario was just talking about, because you bring in a lockdown perimeter defender, one of the better ones in the NBA. But what happens offensively? If Brooks stays within himself and doesn't look to try to get back to old Brooks where he has to be a volume shooter, the threat of him making threes is going to really help out the team. But Bane has to pick it up on a more consistent level. He just has not been consistent over the last, 15 games. Jaren had a good game last night. The other day, it was a bad game in the W. And he has to be, and he's been more consistent this year. I give it up to Jaren Jackson Jr. He's been a lot more consistent. But those guys, if they play their role and do their job, it's going to make life easier for Ja, and that's a team that I would not want to play. But if the Grizzlies don't get help from the other guys, Ja's going to try to do too much, and against a real physical team and a team that won't let him get down the lane, that's going to make it hard for Memphis.
Clint texted, he says, it's the second time the Grizzlies have gotten a national showcase. First was against the Mavericks, and they've laid an egg both times.
Yeah, I noticed that as well.
Again, I mean,
well, at least it's not about style points, right? It's not about what the perception is. It's what you do. And in the playoffs, who cares if they lost a couple of national showcases if they win in the playoffs, which they will be playing a lot of games on national TV. But the point is well taken. It didn't escape me that here's another national game, and they just, you know what they did to the bed.
And the thing was, like, in the first half, they couldn't make a shot when the Celtics really couldn't make a shot. Then the Grizzlies start making shots in the second half, and then the Celtics, wouldn't miss a shot in the second half. It was like Celtics in the second half just kind of did whatever they wanted to do. At the defensive end, the Grizzlies had no answers whatsoever, whether it was Tatum or Horford or whoever, Marcus Smart, whether it was that one pass Marcus Smart threw, that behind the back pass last night, that even Ja was like, dude, that was an insane pass. I don't even understand how he did it. And Ja's, the alley-oop dunk, the left-handed alley-oop dunk by Ja, even when he's playing like he's having a game that nothing seems to be going right at the time, that dude could still pull some plays out. Like that was another one. That ball was lobbed. I'm like, no way he gets that. Like it just looked like it was too far. And then sure enough, left hand pulls it out of nowhere and rams it. It's incredible.
Well, again, if you don't watch, you're going to miss something that's sensational. And even if it's not a great night, again, his numbers ended up being pretty darn good, but it wasn't the quintessential Ja performance. But you're right. The highlight, that dunk, first of all, the defender, I forget who was back on the 2-on-1. But
I don't remember who he went over.
But they played it well, and then they came back anticipating it was going to be an alley-oop for Ja, and Ja still, and he rams it down with the one hand. It was the left hand, right?
Yes.
I mean, it's just you get up out of your seat and you go, oh, my God. If he didn't do anything the rest of the night, people are still talking about that dunk, even in a loss. That's what Ja Morant has brought to the table. Now, dunks are great as long as it turns into W's in the postseason because it's only about the postseason in reality. Now, do you believe the Ja dunk was better or the Jalen Duren dunk last night?
Well, Ja's was better. Jalen's was awesome, but Ja's better.
Ja's was, again, with the left hand and just with authority. But Duren's vertical, I was shocked how high, as you said earlier, that you were surprised he was able to get to it. I thought they overshot it. But he really jumped out of the building to get that one. So, Ja's always going to do these electrifying dunks. Pretty soon we're going to be like, just that's a ho-hum 360 dunk between his legs in a game or something. That'll never be the case with Duren. We'll just look at Duren for pure power, and that's what he showed last night with that dunk. I thought that was pretty special. All right, when we come back, we got 10 in a row, the game show that has swept the nation. We've got some other things to touch on in our final half hour and change. If you want to hit us up, please do. AutoZone listener line, calling or texting at 901-360-8255. But we need callers for 10 in a row, so don't delay. Got a terrific prize package for you. If you want a chance to win, jump on the AutoZone listener line right now. Get in the zone, AutoZone. This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Brett Norsworthy and Gabe Kuhn drive you home with Sports Time on Sports 56. Brought to you by DeSoto Auto Sales. Weekday afternoons from 3 to 6 right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
I'm here with Kyle Storms from Big Green Egg. Kyle, I hear people all the time say how they love their Big Green Egg, but what makes a Big Green Egg so great?
Thanks, Stats. The fact that our grill is made out of the highest quality ceramic allows our customers to smoke, bake, roast, sear, and grill, all while locking in the most amount of heat and flavor in their favorite foods.
What kind of fuel does the Big Green Egg use?
100% natural lumpwood charcoal. That's really where half our flavor comes from.
How many sizes does the Big Green Egg come in?
We have 7 different sizes and all different configurations ranging from metal stands, wood tables, and metal carts with a lifetime warranty. So we really do have a size and price point for everyone.
Where can someone go to see the entire lineup of Big Green Egg?
Garden Spas and Pool, Germantown Hardware, Hamilton's Fireplace and Grills, East Memphis Ace, and Cordova Ace Hardware.
The Family Leisure family is growing, and they want you to help them grow even more. Family Leisure is now hiring for multiple positions. They're looking for self-motivated, goal-oriented people to come and join their family. Some of the positions include sales for swimming pools, hot tubs, and patio furniture. There's sales and associates for chemicals. Parts and service department associates are needed. Service technicians, you got to have a valid driver's license, and cashiers are needed too. Family Leisure is also looking to add to their installation crews for building above-ground pools. Send your resume to Family Leisure now, 2120 Whitten Road, Memphis, Tennessee, 38133, or email memphis@familyleisure.com. You can also call 901-371-9090. So come and join the family at Family Leisure, Whitten Road at I-40, where family and fun and you all come together.
Say there was a place, the perfect place for everything you need for tailgates and patios. Grills and chairs, charcoal and coolers. Everything to make a great game or a great day. That perfect place wouldn't be a warehouse. It's East Memphis Ace Hardware. Locally owned and operated at Quince and White Station, East Memphis Ace Hardware is where you'll find Benjamin Moore paints, local plants from local growers, and Black & Decker tools. Around the block, what you need in stock with people who know their tailgates. Welcome to East Memphis Ace Hardware, the home convenience store.
Did you know that over 90% of male enhancement pills are virtually the same thing that's repackaged, redone over and over again? Why settle for the same old product when you can get something completely different? Something that takes male enhancement into the 21st century. Something that really works. Men, you need to try Noxitrol, the explosive, all-natural male enhancement formula that will unlock your performance in the bedroom to a level you could only dream of. Try to imagine that little blue pill on steroids. Noxitrol is so powerful. That's why it took years for it to finally become available to the public without a prescription. So call now and take advantage of our special Noxitrol free bottle offer today. Oh yeah, we recommend that you use the Noxitrol dose as directed. Think of your partner. We certainly don't want you to overperform in the bedroom.
Call now and find out how to get a free bottle of Noxitrol while supplies last. Call 1-800-231-8913. That's 800-231-8913. Free bottle for limited time. Call now. 800-231-8913. 800-231-8913.
When you think about insurance and you want great value without sacrificing great service, I want you to think one place, the Eflin Insurance and the entire Eflin Insurance team. Matt and his group of professionals will access 10 leading companies to find the right home and auto program that fits your budget and your absolute needs. The Eflin Insurance team, the number 386-GER, 386-4777.
Now, back to Sports 56 Mornings. This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Here once again are Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
That's why we're talking. Welcome back, everybody, to Sports 56 Mornings, 9:28 the time, final half hour and change. And right now, we invite you to get on the AutoZone listener lines by calling in at 901-360-8255 if you'd like to play 10 in a row.
Not 5, not 6, not 7, not 8, not 9, but 10 in a row.
It's the game show that has swept the nation. It's 10 in a row, and it's brought to you each and every week by our friends at Milton on the Spot, serving 3 locations in the Memphis area, 1684 Getwell, 2127 Elvis Presley, and 3691 North Watkins. They are all about tires. New tires, used tires, whatever the case is, whatever you need, they have them for you at Milton on the Spot. Warranties available on all new and used tires. They can do tire rotation, balance specials as well. It's Milton on the Spot, 1684 Getwell, 2127 Elvis Presley, and 3691 North Watkins. Before we give out the question, Eli, what are the folks playing for today?
We've got a $25 gift certificate to Sunrise, $25 gift certificate to East Coast Wings, and also a couple of Malco movie passes.
And you know what would be great before they tip off at 11 a.m. on Sunday? Assuming Sunrise is open on Sunday, are they?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
A Sunrise breakfast sandwich before you head on over to FedEx Forum. That would be fantastic. So jump on the AutoZone listener lines right now, 360-8255. That's 901-360-8255. Here's the question. Men's college basketball programs with 30 or more bids to the NCAA tournament. Men's college basketball programs with 30 or more bids to the NCAA tournament. For example, I want to make sure I didn't use these guys. If I were to give you Kentucky, Eli, what would your answer be?
I'd probably say yes.
58 bids. So, yes, you would be absolutely correct. That's what we're going to do. Men's college basketball programs with 30 or more bids to the NCAA tournament. If they have done so, it's a yes. If not, it's a no. Do not delay, folks. Do not wait. Jump on the phone lines right now. We got things to do, people to meet, places to be at.
901-360-8255, 901-360-8255, the AutoZone listener line. That is the phone number to call to take your shot at 10 in a row. Again, $25 for Sunrise, $25 East Coast Wings, and 2 Malco movie passes, all going to the winner. Joe is first up. Hey, Joe.
Hey guys.
Hey, Joe. Joe, 2 weeks in a row, Joe. You haven't won this thing.
I know.
All
My
right.
battery's low.
All right, here we go. And folks, just in case Joe doesn't come through, you better jump on the phone lines right now. Here we go, Joe. Men's college basketball programs with 30 or more bids to the NCAA tournament. Connecticut.
Yes.
Kansas.
Yes.
Virginia.
No.
Purdue.
Yeah.
Texas.
I'm going to say yes on Texas.
LSU.
No.
Kansas State.
I would say no on Kansas State.
360-8255. I figured that might be the one that got somebody. It got Joe.
Well, that surprised me. He got a couple. I was surprised on Purdue actually too. 360-8255. Next up, Anthony. What's up, Anthony?
Anthony,
what's up?
how are you? Here we go. List 2. St. John's.
No.
Temple.
Yes.
Missouri.
No.
Pittsburgh.
No.
Wisconsin.
No.
Gonzaga.
No.
Notre Dame.
No. Yes.
360-8255. Sounds like he was reading off a list there, huh?
Next up is Andre. Hey, Andre.
Andre?
Hey, what's up?
Not much. We go back to list 1. Men's college basketball programs with 30 or more bids to the NCAA tournament. Connecticut.
No.
360-8255. Not good.
Next is Tommy. Hey, Tommy.
Hello, Tommy.
Hello, guys.
All right, here we go. St. John's.
No.
Temple.
No.
360-8255. We forget all those great Temple teams under John Chaney.
And the greatest coach of all time, Fran Dunphy.
Don't you forget Fran Dunphy.
George, what's happening?
Hello, George.
Hey, let's try it.
Connecticut.
Connecticut's yes.
Kansas.
Yes.
Virginia.
No.
Purdue.
Yes.
Texas.
Yes.
LSU.
No.
Kansas State.
Yes.
Maryland.
Yes.
360-8255. I think the philosophy there is like Greg put Maryland on the list, it has to be a yes, but it is not.
That surprises me. Virginia really surprises me that that's a no.
Yeah, Virginia at, give you the number here. Virginia is at 24.
360-8255, 360-8255. That's the phone number to play 10 in a row. We're giving away a $25 gift certificate to East Coast Wings, $25 to Sunrise, and 2 Malco movie passes. Mario is next up. What's up, Mario?
Hey, Mario.
Greg and Eli haven't played in a long time.
All right, here we go. Let's see if you can win, Mario. St. John's.
No.
Temple.
Yes.
Missouri.
No.
Pittsburgh.
No.
Wisconsin.
No.
Gonzaga.
No.
Notre Dame.
Yes.
Tennessee.
No.
Oklahoma.
No.
360-8255. I thought Mario was going to win it there. Thought he was going to win it.
Next is Calvin. Hey, Calvin.
Hi, Calvin.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Doing
good,
fantastic. By the way, great 40 time for you yesterday.
Yeah, I do it all the time.
Yeah, me too, right? All right, here we go. Men's college basketball programs with 30 or more bids to the NCAA tournament. Connecticut.
Oh, yes.
Kansas.
Yes.
Virginia.
No.
Purdue.
Yes.
Texas.
No.
360-8255 is the number. Who's next?
Next up is Kim. Hey, Kim.
Hello, Kim. Kim, you there?
Kim?
Yeah. Hello? Can you hear me?
Now
Yep,
we got you, Kim. All right.
Hello?
Yeah, we got you.
Here we go, Kim.
All right.
St. John's. I can't hear Kim.
Kim's on the moon.
Sorry.
Sorry, Kim. Come back into this galaxy. We'll talk to you then.
Get into this orbit.
Val, what's up?
Hello, Val.
What's up? What's up?
Not much. Here we go. List 2, St. John's.
No.
Temple.
Yes.
Missouri.
No.
Pittsburgh.
No.
Wisconsin.
No.
Gonzaga.
No.
Notre Dame.
Yes.
Tennessee.
No.
Oklahoma.
Yes.
Iowa.
No.
Yeah, winner. There's your winner.
Val, congratulations. You are a winner. You got $25 to Sunrise, $25 of East Coast Wings, and a couple of Malco movie passes coming your way. Hold on, sir.
Good job, Val. Robert's sitting there by himself on the phone lines, the AutoZone listener lines. You going to do a second chance? You haven't done it in a while.
I'll give Robert a shot.
How about that? I talked him into it, Robert. How are you?
I mean, you guys are feeling generous today.
All right, let's see if you can win a prize package. Connecticut.
Yes.
Kansas.
Yes.
Virginia.
No.
Purdue.
Yes.
Texas.
Yes.
LSU.
No.
Kansas State.
Yes.
Maryland.
No.
Georgetown.
Man, I'll say yes.
Memphis.
No.
Winner. Second chance. Winner. Robert, congratulations.
Robert,
all right, man.
I'll get you some East Coast Wings and some Sunrise as well. Hold on here.
All right, good job by our listeners. There you go. That's 10 in a row. It's brought to you again by our friends at Milton on the Spot. All right.
New Life Medical Center, located at 9160 Highway 64. They are open Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 5. They also are open Saturdays from 9 until 1. So if you're feeling ill, you've got injury, they offer primary and urgent care of what is ailing you, trying to keep folks healthy. Plus, things like COVID tests, they could do those. They've got testosterone replacement therapy for guys. They treat erectile dysfunction. They've got treatments for low sex drive for women. They've got weight loss programs. They do physicals, all kinds of stuff for folks at New Life Medical Center. Again, it's at 9160 Highway 64. It's in the Shops of Stonebridge, a little shopping center there just off Highway 64. Get 7:30 to 5 during the week, Monday through Friday, and Saturday from 9 to 1. If you need to give them a call, you can, 901-213-0100. And if you want to get a COVID test, you do need to call them first to let them to get a time. They'll tell you to come on by. Very simple, very easy to do, but they do ask that you give them a call first, 901-213-0100. New Life Medical Center.
All right, prediction time. What will happen on Sunday? Hit us up on the text line, the AutoZone listener line, by texting in at 901-360-8255. Give us a score. Tigers, Houston, and how big of a game is this? We know it's big for this year. We know it's big for the tournament. Is this the biggest for Penny, or how about last year when they played Houston or Tennessee and things of that nature? Where do you rank this one? I think it will be the best crowd we've had since before COVID. I think that's for certain. It's going to be a whiteout on Sunday. But what do you think will happen when the Tigers and the Houston Cougars play in their rematch game? Let us know, 901-360-8255. This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
You have opinions?
The knowledge that I have matters.
We want to hear them. Call or text us on the AutoZone listener line at 360-8255. That's the AutoZone listener line at 901-360-8255.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Whether it's football, basketball, baseball, golf, or real estate, having the winning coach makes all the difference in your success. This is Sheldon Rosengarten with Marks Bensdorf Realtors, and I'm with Coach Terry Tippett, winner of 6 state basketball championships. Coach, what's been the secret to your and your team's successes?
Sheldon, there's no one secret. It becomes a pattern of success after coaching for so many years and learning the ins and outs of the game and the players, a lot like the pattern of your success in selling homes.
Thanks, Coach. Like you and your program, I developed my highly successful strategic marketing program with the Shellbucks option, and I also tried to use it in my golf game.
Sheldon, tried is the optimum word. You better stick to selling homes, as you're always hitting holes in one at that, instead of double bogeys.
Thanks a lot. And if anyone is thinking of selling their home, make sure and talk to 2 to 3 coaches. I mean real estate brokers. Let me be one of them. You can reach me at 682-1868 or memphisrelocate.com. That's 682-1868 or memphisrelocate.com and be a winner.
At Jason's Deli, when you're dining in or picking up curbside, you can expect wholesome food and no surprises, just delicious sandwiches, crisp salads, and quick quality meals made with the freshest ingredients and no artificial trans fats, MSG, high fructose corn syrup, or artificial colors and dyes. Around here, a lot of thought goes into what we put into our food and what we take out of it, because you're not just taking a bite, you're getting a taste of who we are. New items are constantly being created to expand our menu for all tastes and special diets with vegan and gluten-free options available. Convenience and on-time delivery you can count on. It's just a click away at jasonsdeli.com, so whether you need to feed 5 people or 5,000, the team at Jason's Deli, they have the credentials and the commitment to keep you satisfied. Freshness is nearby at Jason's Deli, with locations at Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, Poplar and Highland, Germantown Road in Cordova, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch. Jason's Deli. It's wholesome food and no surprises.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roof Services. As we all know, Memphis can be a hotbed for severe weather, and that weather can play havoc on our roofs. Most people don't know what they should do first when they're concerned about the condition of their roof. Call their insurance company, call a contractor, or trust a door-to-door salesman that's making claims that are hard to believe. My advice would be call the contractor that you know and trust. If you don't know any, research your local contractors and give 2 or 3 a call. I hope your research will lead you to us. Have your roof inspected, decide for yourself what you should do, and whether or not you should file a claim with your insurance company. It's your home, it's your policy, and it's your money. Don't let anyone pressure you into anything. If you give Five Ash Roofing a call, we promise personal service with a member of our family with no pressure and no hype. Five Ash Roof Services, proud partner of the Memphis Tigers and the official roofer of the Tigers home team. Five Ash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Five Ash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
If you want to make money in sales, Flynn Broadcasting wants you. If you can sell, Flynn Broadcasting has a great career waiting for you. If you can sell, we have great benefits, salary, commission, sales leads, and a great place to work. If you can sell, let us know today. Send your resume to jobs@flynn.com. Can everyone sell? No. But if you can, Flynn Broadcasting wants you. Apply today at jobs@flynn.com. Start your great career today at jobs@flynn.com. Flynn Broadcasting wants you.
Now, back to Sports 56 Mornings. This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Here once again are Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Gonna put the world away for a minute, pretend I don't live in it. Sunshine gonna wash my blues away.
Welcome back. It is our final segment of the day, of the week as well. Here's Sports 56 Mornings, and this hour of our program is brought to you each and every day by Acura of Memphis. Another beautiful day to go over there, take a test drive on one of those great, beautiful Acura automobiles. Whether you're looking for a new vehicle, maybe a pre-owned vehicle, go talk to the folks at Acura of Memphis. And definitely check out those certified pre-owned Acuras. Great deals they got on those. Plus, you get some extended warranty. They go over them with the fine-tooth comb to make sure that you are getting a great, great automobile when you get one of those certified pre-owned Acuras. On Ridgeway at 385, you can also find them online and get a lot of information by going to their website at acuraofmemphis.com. Again, go by this weekend, take a test drive, talk to the folks there. Or, again, if you're just kind of maybe starting the process of buying a new car, well, maybe you want to go to the website. You could see the complete line of Acura vehicles that they've got, plus any special deals, things like that. You could chat with somebody online, you get a value on a trade-in online. You can do that all through their website. They are Acura of Memphis. Well, earlier, we gave away some tickets for the Tigers game on Sunday against Houston. Tomorrow night, the Grizzlies are in action against the Orlando Magic. I've got a pair of tickets for that game. Now, I'm going to tell you, these aren't great seats. These are upstairs seats, but I've got a pair of tickets for the Grizzlies and Magic tomorrow night down at FedEx Forum, and we'll give them to caller number 3. Caller number 3 at 360-8255, 360-8255. Caller number 3 gets a pair of tickets for the Grizzlies and Orlando tomorrow night down at FedEx Forum. Should be a fun weekend down at FedEx Forum as the Grizzlies and Tigers both in action. But Grizzlies Orlando tomorrow night, caller number 3, and be one of the first 5,000 fans to get a very nice, fashionable Grizzlies fanny pack. I know Greg is a big fanny pack guy. Zach's a big fanny pack guy.
I would never be. I mean, look, I'm not going to put these things down, but I would never be caught dead with a fanny pack.
I believe there might be a performance during the game by the Grizzlies fannies and fan paws. I think we've got caller number 3. Caller number 3. Yes, we do have caller number 3. By the way, while on the topic of the Grizzlies, I do want to give a shout out to folks out there may not know, wouldn't probably know him. They've probably seen him on TV and not even known it. But Jason Wallace, Grizzlies media relations director. Today is his last day with the Grizzlies. I want to give Jason a shout out. He's been great for the Grizzlies. He's been a great friend, and he's moving on to the Tampa Bay Rays. So, but I want to give a shout out to Jason.
Wow, that's some news I had no idea about. What a great guy! What a terrific guy! I mean, always coming through. If I've had like a request for something, he's always come through. Yeah, he'll be missed. There's no question. But wish him well in Tampa Bay. That is. That's some news. Not a news dump on a Friday. That's important news because Jason is good people. Baseball today. Ole Miss will have the game for you starting at 6 o'clock, but it will be joined in progress. Ole Miss with a 3-game weekend series at UCF, so they're taking on an American Conference team for 3, and then they'll play the Memphis Tigers and another American Conference team on Tuesday. That game will be in Oxford, and we'll have it again for you right here on Sports 56. 98.5 FM, and then Ole Miss will come to AutoZone Park to play the Tigers in the return game. Speaking of the Tigers, they'll be in action today and throughout the weekend hosting Nichols. Beautiful day to take in a baseball game, so come by FedEx Park, Avron Fogelman Field if you want to see the Tigers today and game 1 of their series with Nichols. All right, I mentioned I'd love to hear from you if you want to give us a guess on Sunday and really how important. Again, I don't want to say important. We know how important it is. But how big is this as far as the 4 years for Penny Hardaway? Last year, we knew that the games against Houston were going to be huge, so that one game at home was a huge game. They played Tennessee at home. They've had the big Alabama win. But with everything that's on the line, and really now with the one win in their pocket against Houston, this win to me, if they can get it on Sunday, I'm not ready to say stamps their ticket in, Eli, because if they do have a bad loss in the quarterfinal round, they may get kept out by the committee. But the thing is, the teams around them that are also in the bubble continue to lose. So I think Sunday you win. You're in pretty darn good shape. My prediction, 72-67, Memphis wins and sweeps the regular season series from the Cougs. Anybody got a guess at a score? You give me a score, Eli, and then go to our listeners if we can. Our texters.
John says Tigers 65, Houston 61.
So 4-point game for John. I have it as a 5-point game.
Yeah, I think it'll be a close game. Probably played in the 60s, possibly getting into the 70s if they shoot it well. I do like the Tigers to win in a close game here at home.
Line doesn't come out this early, correct, or does it for college?
No, it will not be out yet.
What do you think it will be?
With the fact that Houston was such a big favorite in the first game at home, I'm guessing that Houston's going to be a small favorite.
See, I'll say that this game is going to be Memphis either as a slight favorite or a weird pick'em type thing. Because Memphis has the win at Houston. They're playing much better basketball right now with 9 wins in 10 games. But Houston, who had a little bit of a stumble there, have gotten it back together and are destroying teams this past 5-6 days.
Ken Palm has Houston by 4. So I would say that Houston probably opens as a small favorite would be my guess as far as that is concerned.
Zach wants to throw in his score. What do you got?
Tigers going to win. That's where I'm going to lean on.
I'm shocked that you're picking the Tigers. As a Memphis alum, I'm really surprised. What's the score?
I say they'll win by 3. It's going to be a good game.
Okay, so down to the wire game. Nick hits us up.
150 to nothing. Unless Ditka plays.
You're right. Good one. Nick hits us up on YouTube. He says, I need a lock for the Tigers game. Tigers money line ? I wouldn't go near that game with so many games to choose from, Nick. If you're looking for a lock, I wouldn't go to a tough game like that. Although, again, I think Memphis is winning this game. I just think they're a better team than Houston.
If the Tigers are an underdog, I would tell him that I would take the Tigers and the points.
Take the Tigers and the points. Okay.
If they are a favorite, if they're a slight favorite, then I would say money line. I think the Tigers will win this game.
I still think they're going to end up being a slight favorite when it's all said and done.
By the way, we still looking for our caller number 3. So if you want Grizzlies tickets.
We thought we had it. All right, 360.
Yeah, we're still looking for our caller.
Next caller.
Well, who the hell were you talking to for so long? I thought
it was the same winner.
Oh, he was ordering lunch. 360-8255 if you want tickets to the Grizzlies game on Saturday against Orlando.
I apologize, folks. I thought we had caller number 3. That's why I said
I did
it.
Too.
So 360-8255 Grizzlies tickets for tomorrow night.
There we go. The lines are full now. Looks like a pretty good golf tournament this weekend, the Arnold Palmer Invitational, even though Bryson DeChambeau's hurt and not playing in it. He's not able to defend his title. The leaderboard right now, you got Billy Horschel at 8 under, Victor Hovland at 7 under, who I love watching play, and Rory McIlroy at 7 under. So some of the big names right there early in round number 2 of the Arnold Palmer Invitational.
Somebody, I saw on Twitter, somebody had bet yesterday $55,000 on Rory McIlroy to be the first-round leader. I can't remember what they won. I don't remember what the odds were, but they cashed a very nice ticket yesterday.
Oh, my gosh. Really? $55,000 on that?
Yes, and it was I 300-something thousand, I think they won off of that. News from the NFL, Adam Schefter of ESPN reporting the Cowboys are likely to release Amari Cooper by the start of the new league year. That according to his sources. So unless they can come up with a trade for him, they are likely to release Amari Cooper to clear up some cap space. Not a real shock there. There's been a lot of conversation around Amari Cooper, but that is the report from Adam Schefter.
Also from the NFL, Chris Vanini reporting that the Rams are expected to hire TCU running back coach Rashad Samples. He's a 27-year-old, a rising star in the coaching world. He was SMU offensive assistant to their head coach and then followed the staff to TCU. And I bring that up only because we had the Tigers running backs coach, Gosh, why am I? Anthony Jones, whose name had popped up just a couple of days ago as a candidate for that job. So apparently, again, according to Chris Vanini and his sources, Rashad Samples, the TCU running backs coach, will get that job with the Rams. So once again, Sean McVay going the college route for his staff.
Yeah, they've obviously went to an offensive coordinator who was in the college game, but had been previously in the NFL and now filling some offensive jobs around him with some college guys as well.
Couple of other notes before we say goodbye. From the NBA, DeAndre Jordan has cleared waivers, so he has signed on with the 76ers. That gives the Sixers a little more size and a backup role to Joel Embiid, get Jordan in there, a veteran player. And I think that's a good little under-the-radar move for the Philadelphia 76ers. By the way, right now, if every team is healthy at playoff time in the East, Irving can play no matter where the games are for the Nets. How would you rank the top 5? Because I brought up the Celtics thing earlier in the show.
If everybody could play for the Nets, I would go Philadelphia, Brooklyn, Boston, Miami, Milwaukee.
Okay, so you would put Boston 3. See, I like the Celtics an awful lot, but I'm not ready to count out the Bucks. I do like Philly. I would like the Nets. And then who's the 5th of the Big 5? Oh, Miami. Yeah, I'm not enamored with Miami, but there's a lot of people that really love that team, a good mixture of experience and young players that are coming through. Also, Bradley Beal has said that he is leaning towards re-signing with the Washington Wizards. Is that a surprise, or obviously he can get the bulk of the money.
It's amazing what 200-something million will convince you to do.
I mean, it's amazing that there's so much disparity between how much money you can make re-signing with your team as opposed to going somewhere else. But then there's always the possibility that trades can happen down the road. And from the college football world, Jason Taylor, the old NFL stud, 13 seasons with the Miami Dolphins, is joining Mario Cristobal's staff at the University of Miami. So Cristobal continues to add pieces to that staff. It's kind of a star-studded staff, is it not? Got some big names.
He's got some big names. No question.
Kevin Steele, the new DC. They took him from Maryland after Maryland had him for like 3 days. But that's what Cristobal is doing as he's loading up with his staff, the new head coach of the Miami Hurricanes. We want to thank John Varlas and Matt Dillon for joining us on the program today. And, of course, as always, a shout-out to you folks. We love you. Thank you so much for listening for all these years. We appreciate your calls, your texts, your tweets. Stay tuned. Waldo and Friends on Sports 56 is coming up next. It will be hopefully an invigorated Dave Woloshin, who got some Z's on the plane coming back from Tampa. Long night.
It's not going to be Dave Woloshin.
It's not Woloshin.
Dave's not going to make it.
Can I ever get some information around here? I do the tease for the show. It's going to be J-Mo? Is J-Mo going to run the show here? All right, so Jay Morgan will be in for Dave Woloshin today. I figured Wolo would be a little bit tired, but he would still make it. So stay tuned for Jay Morgan and the Wolo and Friends program on Sports 56. For Eli Savoy and for Zach Boyd, I'm Greg Gaston. Have a great weekend, everybody.